I was zoning out to music. Hello, Parser people. There we go. J-Ram's now unmuted. Whoops.
What's up, Parser people?
We are deep in IFComp. We are deep in a game already. I'm really excited to continue this. I was kept firing it up and being like, but I have to wait. Yeah, so why don't we get right into it? So here's the rules for the rest of it. We are playing games that are shorter than an hour, and anything that seems a little too intense, we'll play on our own quietly in the dark of our own room.
And cry like we're listening to Sunday in the Park with George.
Yes. But we are starting with the Grown-Up Detective Agency. We got through part one. Part one was, I think, really amazing from a dialogue perspective. It just was very fun to have the sort of little kid sidekick vibes of the dialogue. I still don't know how I feel about the main character. She seems kind of like a sad sack, but I think that's the point.
So, Ali, for reference, we're playing through a game where the gimmick is we are a 21-year-old former girl detective, now just regular detective, whose 11-year-old past girl detective persona has emerged from the past to visit us.
And basically the first part was coming to terms with that. So the second part is part two, the long fake cat claws of justice.
Oh yeah, also there's Jellicle cats.
Oh yeah. The magical realism part was so casual.
I find it delightful. There's no nod to it given in the packaging or the description, but then bam, past 11-year-old self, Jellicle cats, secret portals under the Toronto Mall. Love it.
So we're in Belle Park's apartment. The next morning in adult Belle's Little Portugal apartment. The place isn't catastrophically messy, but only because she doesn't own enough stuff to really make a pile. Adult Belle sits on the couch that she slept on last night, staring at Cassidy's contact info on her phone. Her younger self calls out to her from behind the closed bedroom door. Why don't you have the deodorant I like? You like the lavender one better. No, I don't. Well, you're going to like it better, so you might as well get used to it now. Belle takes a deep breath and presses the call button. Cassidy picks up almost immediately. Hello? It's me. Belle, hi. So, listen. Have you heard from him yet? Have you found anything? That's kind of why I was calling. Adult Belle glances over the closed bathroom door and lowers her voice. The trail is cold, or you need to call the cops. How have we been playing her again? We've been playing her kind of practical.
Fuck the police, but also, lady, your boyfriend is missing.
Yeah, well, I mean, she called Belle for a reason. All right, but yeah.
Cold trail is cold.
You need to call the cops.
Sure.
I'll be blunt. You need to call the cops. No. Cassidy. No. I can't. They have resources I don't have access to. They can put out bulletins and conduct searches and track phones. They have money. They have people. Silence on the other end. Belle gets up and starts pacing. Look, I don't want to scare you, but missing people don't always come back. Every hour counts. You need to put everything on the table, not just one private detective. I can't call them. Why not? Because he said not to. Belle stops in her tracks. What? Mark G told me to not call the cops.
What the fuck?
When was this? Why would he say that? Why didn't you tell me?
Why would he do that?
Why would Mark G say that? I don't know. Did he say stuff like that often? Had he had run-ins with the police before? I don't... Okay. Just calm down and tell me exactly what he said. As close as you can remember. If I disappear, don't call the police. He literally said, if I disappear, like he was expecting to disappear. That's why I can't go to the cops. I can't betray Mark G like that. I love him. Kid Belle walks out of the bathroom, hair a little damp and still wearing yesterday's clothes. Please, Belle, I don't have anyone else I can turn to. I'll keep looking. Talk to you later. Adult Belle hangs up the phone. I was thinking, do Mom and Dad still have your old clothes? Maybe I could get that Reading Rock shirt. Adult Belle stares at her younger self. You know the one I'm talking about? The book with the sunglasses? You didn't throw it out, did you? Your instincts were right. About the t-shirt? This isn't a regular disappearance. We've been going about this case all wrong.
And both of those things can be true. God, I love the dialogue in this game. What an incredible ear this guy has.
Yeah, it's not...
Also, I want to do some NPC voices.
Who do you want?
Ooh, let's meet some NPCs.
Alright, this isn't a regular disappearance. We've been going about this case all wrong.
I think regular disappearance, huh?
Yeah. This isn't a regular disappearance. Mark G knew he was going to disappear. Whoa, what? That's huge. It's massive. And you suspected something the entire time. But I was too obsessed with fitting this case into my preconceptions to listen. So, wait, how did he know? How did you know that he knew? Adult Belle grabs her keys and wallet off the coffee table. I'll explain on the way. Let's go. Go where? Somewhere we shouldn't be. It's time to start acting like proper kid detectives.
Hell yeah.
We're in Mark G's apartment building. A short while later, near St. Clair West Station, the two Bells enter the vestibule of Mark G's mid-century apartment building. Kid Belle tries the door to the lobby, but it's locked. Adult Belle beckons her younger self over to the intercom. How are we going to get in? Easiest part of the whole job. Adult Belle dials a random buzzer number from the intercom. Seconds later, the speaker beeps and the door to the lobby swings open. What just happened? These past few years, people have been getting so much stuff delivered that they just assume everyone who rings their doorbell is a courier trying to drop a package in the lobby. 9 times out of 10, they don't even ask who you are. They walk into the lobby and hit the elevator for Mark G's apartment. Wait, what happened in the last few years to make everyone order delivery more? Don't worry about it. Adult Belle easily picks the lock on Mark G's apartment. Inside, things look pretty normal, if a bit messy. The cramped bedroom has a full-size bed with a pressboard frame that's already showing major stress fractures. A chest of drawers is shoved into a corner, and it looks like you'd have to climb over the bed to get around it. The living room is dominated by a television that feels way too big for the space, and a couch strewn with dirty clothes. The apartment even has a decent-sized kitchen, although the floors are grimy and the sink is stacked with dishes. Well, you want to know something about somebody? I say look in their kitchen.
Yeah.
Help me see if there's anything in this kitchen. They rummage through the cabinets. Not a lot of staples, but... No, but... She starts pulling box after box of kosher salt. What the heck? How much salt does one guy need? I've made a lot of questionable grocery decisions in my day, but this one's a stumper.
tell you about the time that I got like a 5-pound box of Maldon sea salt?
Why did you need 5 pounds of salt at any one time?
Number one, come on, it's Maldon, the fanciest of salt. Number two, it was my old catering job and they were throwing it out. I could eat that shit with a spoon.
I mean, you also do use a lot of salt.
Smoker, and also salt is delicious. So what do you think he was like trying to ward off a spirit or something?
Yeah, some kind of like protection. Yeah, exactly. Fighting a supernatural threat, or maybe protecting. Like, can't certain things not cross salt? Well, all
Ghosts
right.
and shit. Yeah, largely. Maybe he's just trying to assault the Bethesda.
No.
Booted for racism. All right, let's check out the dishes.
Yeah. Dirty? No. Clean. She shrugs. Even weirder. Who has clean dishes?
Yeah, in the sink.
Especially if they live alone. Hey, I did dishes last night. I'm very proud of myself.
No sarcasm. Congratulations. Been there. I want to check out the bedroom.
Got it. We have a full-size bed and a chest of drawers.
Dealer's choice.
Start with the bed. Let's see what's under his bed. She gets down on her hands and knees. Well, wait. Maybe you shouldn't be the one to do that. Ew. What is it? Dust bunnies. Huge ones. Adult Belle exhales in relief. All right, chest of drawers. Come here and help me search these drawers. Okay. Kid Belle pulls the drawer out of the dresser and dumps the contents on the ground. You know, you're allowed to just open them like normal. Time is of the essence. She rifles through the pile. Aha! She holds up an empty envelope with something scrawled on it. Mark G's top secret envelope. Do not open. Someone can't follow directions.
Oh no.
The Bells continue to poke around Mark G's apartment. The cramped bedroom has a full-size bed with a pressboard frame. Oh, this is everything we read before. We have a couch.
Couch.
Adult Belle overturns one of the couch cushions, revealing a phone. Aha, found it. She picks it up and tries to power it on, but dead. We'll have to take it back to my office to charge it. Is it normal for people to leave their phones at home in 2022? Definitely not. That's a bad sign. She pockets the phone. Suddenly, the door slams open. Standing in the entrance is a woman in a full-body cat makeup. The same one that was at the rock climbing gym yesterday. Adult Belle instinctively snaps a photo of her as she approaches. Can we help you? Do you
what
want
are
to be the
you
cat?
doing here? Nah,
What
that's
are
not a
you?
job. Oh, sorry, go.
What are you doing here?
I'm a friend of the tenant.
There's literally no one on earth you are less likely to be friends with. The cat notices the envelope in Kid Belle's hand. She snarls. We should be going, or hey, look over there. We should be going. We should probably be going. Let me see if I can stream this for you.
Put on the couch soundtrack. We're gonna get slapped with the DCMA.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you still want to voice the cat?
And the voice eventually. Let me work my way into it.
Okay. Rawr. The cat lunges for the envelope. Kid Belle slips between her legs, causing her to trip and fall. Go! Duh. The bells run out into the hallway. Adult Bell slams on the elevator call button. Come on, come on. The cat emerges from the room.
Give it.
Oops, I lost it, or why should I? Yeah, why should I?
Because it's mine. You're stealing it.
The elevator door dings open. Adult Bell looks down at the envelope and shrugs. File a police report. The two bells run inside and hit the button for the lobby. The door starts to close when, wham, a faux fur-covered arm blocks it.
Not so.
Kid Bell jumps down on the hand. The cat yanks her hand and the door closes and the elevator descends. Kid Bell wipes off her mouth. You bit her in surprise, or you okay? I don't think we're surprised that we bit the cat.
It would make Kid Bell feel good to be like, oh, my cool older self is like kind of impressed with me that I'm a badass.
Yeah, yeah. You okay? The body paint tasted weird. Adult Bell hits the button for the second floor. Kid Bell looks at her in confusion. She can probably beat us to the lobby. If we camp out on 2 for a bit, she'll think she lost us, and then we can slip out the back stairs. Then what? Adult Bell puts the phone and the envelope into her pocket. Then we chase down our new leads and hopefully figure out who the hell that lady is. Alright, we got 4 places we can go.
Okay.
We can go back to the rock climbing. We can go to the Howland Avenue Parquet. We can go back to the burlesque cellar. Or we can go to the Cloud Job co-working space to work on his phone.
I'm torn between seeing the boys or checking out the phone. How about you?
Yeah, let's see the boys.
Love those stupid boys.
To call this random annex street corner by its official name would probably be an insult to Toronto's other tiny fake parks. The alleged parquet is in fact a former parking space, not lot, space, which was converted into a landscaped recreational area through the efforts of the local Business Improvement Association. Between Sonny Lee, the 20 dogs he's supposed to be walking today, and Big Man Brett, the boys take up pretty much the entire space. In fact, they spill onto the sidewalk. Not that anyone else seemed particularly anxious to sit there.
For that good boy sounding.
Yeah. So we met these guys before. Sonny Lee is actually seemingly an okay dude. Mark G's other 2 friends are pretty insufferable. I mean, he calls himself Big Man Brett.
He's not very big.
What do we have here? Just a boys' day in the park. I see the boys, but where's the park? It actually feels pretty spacious when you're sitting on it. I'll take your word for it.
I want to ask about the deceased.
Yep. Any word from Mark G since yesterday? Why would we have heard from Mark G? You tell us. We didn't, okay? I don't even think he could have contacted us if he wanted to. Sorry? Huh?
Ooh, reverse psychology. Reverse psychology. These guys are so dumb, they will fall for it.
Sounds like you know something, or you don't seem worried at all. So I'm guessing you mean you don't seem worried at all?
No, just a couple of chill guys hanging out in a park the size of a parking space.
That's so dystopian.
I kind of love it.
I mean, there are some small parks in Providence, but like, oof. It's funny, Sonny. You haven't seemed worried this whole time. Normally when people go missing, their friends start freaking out. Exactly. Putting up flyers, making calls, asking people to share posts around. But you're having fun in the sun. Now, why would that be? We're not worried because we have faith in our friend. He's a tough guy. Still looking at Sonny. Is he now? He is. Anything else? You know, I was going to ask you about a cat, but something tells me I wouldn't get much of an answer. All the dogs perk up. Kid Bell whispering to the dogs, not that kind of cat. We don't know anything, all right? Quit bugging us.
I love how seamlessly and immediately the buddy cop duo dialogue just kind of falls into place between Kid Bell and Adult Bell. Like, how long would it take you to fall into a buddy cop routine with your younger self? Probably not as long as you would think.
PTC, how are you? How's the West Coast? Yeah, I you know, actually, come to think of it, we had this discussion before, and I think both of us have the same, like, the same kind of feeling towards our 12-year-old selves. I think it would be almost immediate, to be fair.
Like, frankly, probably a lot more likable back then. What were you doing in Seattle, bud? Also, I vote no idea how annoying. I mean, come on.
Yeah. You have no idea how annoying I can really get. If I were you, I'd avoid finding out. I do love this. Adult Belle crouches down so she's at eye level with big man Brett. Just such a subtle thing.
Put the screws to him, Adult Belle.
Also, like, being a shorter guy, it is absolutely demeaning when somebody, like, has to crouch down to talk to me.
Yeah, no. Once you hit, like, 14 or so, it's insufferable all the way up to mid-20s. But 12-year-old's chill.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do with a young adult version of myself. Although, isn't Belle only like 21 or something?
That's the thing. I think she's kind of trying to project this like world-weary detective, blah blah. But also, she's 20. Like, she's a child. My God.
She looks at Sonny. He looks away. With a polite smile, have a nice afternoon, boys. So we're back here. A loud bang and a string of muffled curses alerts Adult Belle to the fact that Kev Jr. is also here, hiding behind a garbage can. The car is parked a few blocks down the street. Oh yeah, let's mess with Kev Jr.
Oh yeah, this guy sucks.
Not joining the party, Kev? I'm not Kev Jr. I'm the trash can. But don't throw trash in me because my foot pedal's broken again.
Spontaneously turning into Jerry Seinfeld. What's the deal with the guy with those dogs?
Adult Belle yanks him up by the collar. A quick question, and then I'll let you get back to your garbage. She takes out her phone with a free hand and brings up a picture of the cat. You ever see this cat? What? No. You sure? I don't even like cats. I'm more of a snake person. You have a snake? No, but I'm in love with the idea of having one. Adult Belle glares at him and lets go of his collar. Next time I come by, stay out in the open. He gulps. Yes, ma'am. All right, back to the car. It's parked a few blocks down the street. Two bells start heading back to their car. Can we get a frozen yogurt place while we're in the annex? They're all gone. What? All of them? There were like 6 around here. I don't know what to tell you. Trends come and go. So what's the new trend? Weed shops. Can we? No. Kid Bell kicks a rock. So I was thinking, I know we have a whole list of places we want to go today, but maybe we could also go to the university? Mark G is not at school. You think the cat lady's connected to U of T.
She's trying to hook us up with our ex, right?
I think she just wants to go to the library.
Oh, girl detective. Yeah, that makes sense. Whatever. I think I get the sense we're heading to the university no matter what, so...
Let's humor her. You think the cat lady's connected to U of T?
Sure.
I mean, you never know, right? And if not, maybe we'll run into someone else there who can help us. Adult Belle stops in her tracks. I see what you're trying to do. Whatever do you mean? You're trying to fix my relationship with Bridget. So you admit your relationship needs fixing. Adult Belle wags her finger at her younger self. I'm on to you. Definitely phone.
Yeah, phone now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the reason why things are so weird with... Oh my gosh, I'm so bad with names. It's not...
Cassidy?
Cassidy. Is that so this is the 3rd game in a series, the 4th game in a series?
3rd. And it's kind of more of a shared universe, not like really a chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3 thing. Mm-hmm. The characters will sort of pop up in the background of each other's stories, which, by the way, if you like the tone of this, just gonna plug my dude, Brendan Patrick Hennessy. All of his work is just incredibly charming and delightful. Oh, hell yeah, baby. I love all the prevalence of Jersey chat in the stream lately.
Heck yeah.
Your state is underrated.
Yeah. But yeah, the reason why things are kind of weird with Cassidy is that in one of the earlier games they
crushed on each other.
Yeah.
It's we got a lot of this backstory in chapter 1, where Kid Bell at 11 years old was best friends with Cassidy and kind of realized that she was into the ladies by realizing that Googling how do you know if you like girls after a sleepover is not the usual sleepover experience. And apparently it ended in kind of a bummer way, which I don't think we've gotten to see yet. But when we grew up, we started dating a lady named Bridget, who was lovely, and we have since broken up with her.
The Bells return to the shared office space. Adult Belle plugs Mark's G phone into her computer, then pulls open one of her desk drawers. It's stuffed to the brim with instant noodles. She takes a pack of ramen out and tosses it to Kid Bell. Here, lunchtime, and don't even act like you don't like it. Now you're a freak for these. You have a whole noodle drawer?
Goals.
The desk is mostly for show. It gives me a sense of security. I work late more often than I'd like. It gives me a sense of security.
Yeah, I think. Man, do you guys remember the Tracer Bullet little sub-series of Calvin and Hobbes? Sorry, this is a tangent upon tangent, but I just have to get this out. There's like in Calvin and Hobbes, when he goes into his sort of fantasy realms, sometimes he's like a hard-boiled noir guy detective named Tracer Bullet. And I was rereading Calvin and Hobbes recently, as you do sometimes. It's a masterwork. And there's a line where it's like, I have two friends at my desk. One's a gun, and I keep it loaded. The other's a bottle, and it keeps me loaded. And I'm like, fuck me, Bill Watterson. That's actually an incredible noir line. You would read that in the Dashiell Hammett book.
It gives me a sense of security. No matter how apocalyptic things get, sodium is still close at hand. Would you really care about junk food during an apocalypse? You'd be surprised. Go make your lunch. A few minutes later, Kid Belle sits on the edge of her adult self's desk and slurps her noodles. Adult Belle drums her fingers on the desk as she waits for her progress bar on screen to fill up. Sorry, it takes a while to hack into a phone. I need a better GPU. You cut your hair really short, eh? Huh. Oh. She runs her hand through it. Yeah, I'm going for a She-They soft launch relaunch kind of vibe. I don't know what those words mean. Give it a few years. The computer dings. Aha! There we go. Kid Belle hops down and looks over at Adult Belle's shoulder. Yeah, so did I. What should we look at? Messages, missed calls, suspicious emails, weird apps.
I'm curious about the weird apps.
All right. Let's see what apps he's installed. She scrolls through his library. Jesus, that's a lot of sports betting. Oh, yeah, I've been meaning to ask, what's with all the sports betting ads? I literally have no idea. That's new as of, 4 months ago. She notices an app. Oh, here we go. He was on one of those marketplaces. One active conversation. Last read Saturday. He sends a message saying he'll bring the stuff out to Gator Gulch. And the reply comes back, sounds good, I'll bring the cash. Cat emoji, cat with hard eyes emoji. So, wait, does that mean that Mark G met the cat lady at Gator Gulch the night he disappeared? Adult Belle slips his phone back into her pocket. Can't ask for a better lead than that. Let's check it out.
Send cat emojis if you're a cat. That's like if I sent a text, I would just be using the lady emoji.
I plead the fifth. Yeah, let's go straight to Gator Gulch. There's no...
Yeah, don't see why not.
I mean, always hanging out at the Burlesque Cellar, but I think we have more important things to do.
There's a missing person to find, goddammit.
The Bells walk back into the Gator Gulch. The space seems to have been rented out for a corporate event tonight. Someone has draped a banner over the balcony. It reads, "Congratulations to the Cloud Job superhero rockstar family on a successful 8 months in business." Hey, that's the longest any co-working space has lasted. In the middle of the floor, two event planners yell at each other as they struggle to set up a portable oxygen bar. Chrissy waves Adult Belle over to the back wall. Hey, sorry, your friend hasn't come in since yesterday. At least I don't think he has. I'm actually looking for someone else. If it's another dude like that, I'm probably not going to recognize him. Adult Belle shows Christy a picture of the cat. Okay, her I recognize. She was in here on Saturday. Was she with anyone? Did she stay long? Did she do anything weird? Was she with anyone? Yeah, let's go with that. She came in alone, but she was meeting someone. I remember she looked really anxious while she was ordering her drink. What'd she order? Milk. Ew. Who was she meeting, or why was she anxious?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure the bartender would know that, but can't hurt to ask.
That could apply to either of the questions.
Fair enough. Specifically, I meant the anxious.
Yeah, I think so too. What do you think she was anxious about? I don't know. It must have been something shady. She and this guy went out back together, and then when I went out for a smoke break later, they were talking in the alley. Looked like an intense conversation. Smoking is bad for you. Oh, I actually don't smoke. I just mind bringing the cigarette to my lips so I can get the time off. Mind showing us? Christy pantomimes smoking a cigarette like an old-timey movie star.
So charming.
The alley, I mean. Chrissy leads the two belts out the back door, then heads back inside, letting the exit lock behind her. It's a classic downtown alley, coated in cigarette butts and grime, with one particularly scratched up wall. A newly installed street sign at the end of the laneway identifies it as Flaming Circus Lane. On the ground is a small heap of unusually shiny trash.
Scratched. Like from the claws of a cat, perhaps?
Yes, very possibly. Yeah, let's check out the particularly scratched up wall. Dolebell runs her hand along the wall. Claw marks? Too big and high up to be a raccoon. But the perfect size for another trash creature we've acquainted with. She snaps a photo. What about this street sign? Like, why is that a choice?
That's a question.
Kid Bell looks up at the Flaming Circus Lane street sign. Was this alley always called that? Oh no, they changed it a few years ago. Weird. Yeah, it's named after the Toronto Clown Riot. The what? You know, in like the 1800s, the firefighters got in the street brawl with the clowns. Did you hit your head? She hands over her phone. Look it up.
Wow.
Which also commands for gamers.
Yeah. Let's check out the shiny trash.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for the follow, Taupe Link.
Hi.
Kid Bell scrolls through an article about the Toronto Clown Riot. Hey, what's a brothel? Is it like a type of bar? On second thought, don't look it up. She crouches down and picks some trash up off the ground. Gum wrapper. Taurine flavor. Yuck. And a carabiner? Looks like the hinge or whatever is busted. What's a carabiner? Is it one of those mountain hats? Dope Bell holds it up and shows it to her. Oh, well, I was close. Dope Bell smirks, slips it into her pocket, and stands back up. I think we got what we need. Let's head back to the car. So, I do want to take, like, a quick second. The fact that this is almost exclusively done by dialogue is, like...
incredibly impressive.
Pretty wild, yeah. And, like... I mean, I haven't played, like, a ton of Twine games, but I think very different compared to most Twine games. And definitely, like, Parser games.
It's different compared to a lot of games in general. Dialogue is tough, and conveying information through it is tough. And doing that gracefully, like with the actual character voice and humor, is really tough.
Yeah. It's... I mean, that's in part why I was like, nope, going right back to this. It is also interesting because, like, this was listed as only an hour to play, and I think it's kind of like with reading a play or reading a screenplay. Like, did you read this actually popped back up? The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street in, like, high school.
The short story, right? Not the screenplay?
The screenplay.
No, I did not. I had a big book of the old Twilight Zone short stories, but I don't recall if that one was in it. Oh, hell yeah. So what's the screenplay like?
Oh, it's if you've seen the episode, it's great. There's a reason why it's like a standard like high school thing. But like I think it's wild to me how much faster it is to read like 100 pages of like screenplay, even like when it's printed out on like 8.5 by 11 paper, than it is to actually, reading a screenplay for like a 3-hour movie is so much faster than 3 hours. Because it's only like, a couple hundred pages and like it's formatted all weird, but like reading it out as opposed to prose, like the time dilation is very different. So that's just interesting in the way of reading out everything. And again, it's like a Twine game. I have personally the same issues with Twine games that I do with choice of games, where like you tend to skim rather than read deeply, as opposed to like Parser games where the text is so small and you have to like parse every word in there for nouns and things like that. It's just interesting.
Parser games encourage very close reading because you're meant to be kind of digging around in the language, like looking for a noun so you can examine it, looking for levers so you can pull them. Whereas the Twine is you're kind of getting to the next choice. Like that is the goal of any given screen, is to get you to the next clickable link. Which when there is prose and writing in Twine games or choice-based games, I find it all the more compelling because they don't have that luxury of knowing their reader is going to be attentive.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's like, a lot of this is just like characterization and like narrative in the way that it would be in a story, as opposed to sort of text adventure or narrative game kind of choices. Which I also think is like a hallmark of Twine games compared to Parser, for sure. Although apparently there's a Twine game that like plays like a Parser game. I'm really interested in that. I saw it come through on Twitter. Someone was like, "Oh my gosh, this is actually cool."
One of the IFComp ones for this year, or
yeah.
I think I played it. It's very good.
It's crazy how many condos there are now. They're just getting started. Even Gator Gulch is going to get knocked down next year. Aw, that's sad. Yeah, it's a hole, but sometimes you need a hole to hold up all your crap. Like a latrine? Exactly. Not where you want to spend your time, but it's better than dysentery. Kid Bell looks up and sticks her hands in her pockets. Hey, you know who would probably know what to do right now? Huh? Bridget. You could, call her and see if she has any advice. She seems smart and cool and probably pretty forgiving.
Oh, God, Kid Bell.
She doesn't want to hear from me. We broke up for a reason. Stop meddling.
Okay, option 3 is too mean.
I'm gonna do an executive call here.
Go for it.
She doesn't want to hear from me. Why not?
Right. Not on your part. I don't think Adult Bell has that right, but go on.
Why not? You two got along fine yesterday. We talked for 20 minutes, and it went great. You have no idea how fast I can ruin something that's going great. Come on. Your relationship couldn't have been that bad. It was incredible. The past is in the past. Oh, it was incredible.
Yeah.
Also because I knew it would be this kind of thing. It was absolutely incredible. And then I ruined it by being me. This narrative isn't adding up. You were dating for 7 years. Clearly you being you wasn't a deal breaker. Oh my God, are you interrogating yourself? One of us has to. Adult Bell smiles and rolls her eyes. Come on. You can question me in the car. Rock climbing is definitely the right place. Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
After 20 minutes of asking around inside, the Bells walk back out of the gym and onto Bloor Street. Adult Bell just looks annoyed, while Kid Bell takes the opportunity to survey the current state of Koreatown. Well, that was a bust. No one knew anything. Are we sure that we saw her coming out of here yesterday? I mean, who else could it have been? Well, whatever. We're near Walnut Cakes. Can we go get walnut cakes? Damn, good idea. Two of them start walking down the street to the Walnut Cake Bakery. Hey, random question. Can I see your phone? Why? No reason. I just want to see what your contact list looks like. Oh my God. I am not calling Bridget. I didn't even mention her that time. See? You're obviously thinking about her.
Such a little piece of shit, and I love it.
Of course I'm thinking about her. You have no idea what I'm thinking.
Think about her. She's the best. Oh.
Yeah, no. Of course I'm thinking about her. Of course I'm thinking about her. You won't stop bringing her up. But that's not the only reason. No, it's not. I think about her because our relationship was the single greatest failure of my entire life. We had this beautiful, irreplaceable thing, and I just squandered it and stepped on it and crumpled it up into a little ball. One of a million things I ruined while everyone else around me was doing something worthwhile. The two of them slowly stop walking as Adult Bell rants. Can you tell me how it happened? Things made so much sense with us at first, you know? When we were in high school, I was always the one taking care of her. She'd have her freakouts or she'd get scared or overwhelmed, and I could just, you know, stand there and be leaned on like a big dumb rock. We're not dumb. The thing about rocks is they just stand still while everyone else moves forward around them. And when a rock needs to lean on you, it just crushes you. I think you're mixing this metaphor. I'm a much harder person to take care of than she ever was. I get mean and irrational. I snap and I sulk and I exhaust all the people I claim to love. I'm not getting better either. I'm getting worse. Further out of sync from the rest of the world. Further away from being worthy of her. Because she grew up to be a brave, flawless genius. And I grew up to be a tired parody of myself. Mm-hmm. They reach the bakery. Kid Bell stares in the window, unsure what to say. You know what? I'm not hungry after all.
It is such a great twist on the buddy cop trope that, like, the grizzled, cynical old detective who's 2 days from retirement and the naive, wide-eyed youngster who wants the world to be right are the same person. Like, that is just delightful.
Yeah. No, it's definitely... It is something that gets played with well here. Hell yeah, going to the burlesque cellar. The two Bells walk down the stairs to the cabaret. It's still early in the day, so the lights are off in the window, and there's a come back later sign hanging in the door. Overhead, a small air vent rattles. Window, door, air vent. Air vent?
Air vent.
Think you can fit through there? You first. Okay. Let's just try the door.
Up.
Adult Bell tries the door. Locked. Damn it. She bangs on the door. Sov, open up. I know you slept in there. You do? I mean, no, but there's no one around to hear it if I guessed wrong. She bangs on the door again. Coming. Sauvignon Blanc opens the door, looking absolutely impeccable. This is how you look after you sleep in your clothes. It's called a fabric steamer, babe.
Name is Sauvignon Blanc because he's hella white and moms love him.
I forgot that. The Bells sit at the bar as Sov takes a swig from a big thing of orange juice. Twice in 2 days. I'm going to have to start charging by the hour. Not here for therapy this time. I'm looking for a cat. Stay for the night show. Cute. She brings up a photo of the cat on her phone. Look familiar? Only from Broadway. Don't tell me it's touring again. We had a limited engagement this morning. Sauvignon leans in and squints at the photo. No, I'm wrong. She was in here on Thursday. Is that like Furry Thursday? Furry Saturday, actually.
Why isn't it Thursday?
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's no other choice. Oh, scheduling issues. Look, if this completely derails our thing,
so be it.
They should call it Cat for Day. I was literally about to say the exact same thing. I don't make the schedules, babes. Who was on that night? Was the cat lady with anyone? Did the cat lady do anything unusual? I always think who is the right question.
Yeah, same.
Sorry. Who was on that night? Pretty packed bill. You know Lady Toxoplasma? No. Well, she did a reverse striptease to a live backing track by the Caterwallers. Then Horse Elvis did a PG-13 comedy set, and a couple guys in latex played a fish skeleton like a xylophone.
Anything unusual, I think.
Got it. Did the cat lady do anything unusual? Not by the standards of the evening. Strange crowd? A bit eccentric, but I like them. They tip well. Was she, like, saying anything? Oh my god, she wouldn't shut up. Kept bragging about this big score she had lined up later that night. Did she say where she was going or what kind of score?
Ooh, both seem promising. Where might give us a bigger clue, though.
Yeah. Did she mention where she was going? One of those big bars downtown. I think it's safari themed. Elephant something? Elephant hole? Was it Gator Gulch? That's the one. It's not safari themed. Well, it's where she was going. I guess she had a meeting there? Two bells look at each other. So it was her back there. Dolebell looks at the photo of the claw marks in the alley, then scrolls back to one she took of the cat's face. We need to find this woman. She drums her hands on the bar as she gets up. Thanks, Sav. Go catch that tiger. Two bells start heading back to their car. It's weird how some parts of the city are way different, but this part of Bloor is pretty much the same. Yeah, everything but the rent. Probably have to pay double 2013 prices to get a place around here now. Whoa. Look closely. Buildings are the same. But half of them have like trendy cocktail bars in them, or even worse, speakeasies. Speakeasies? Which 20s did I land in? They're not as cool as they sounded in the old movies, believe me. Kid Bell nods. Well, what? You're gonna try and convince me to get back together with Bridget, right? Just get it over with? I mean, why would I? You're clearly too good for her. Reverse psychology, or you couldn't have it more backwards. Absolutely reverse psychology.
Yeah.
Reverse psychology. Really? It's regular psychology. So far, you have given me absolutely no reason why the two of you can't be together. The only explanation I can think of is that you don't actually like anything about her. I could name 1,000 great things about her without breaking a sweat. Prove it. Brave, funny, gorgeous.
Funny.
She's ridiculously funny. When we're together and everything goes well, she makes me laugh so hard I want to cry. Like, you don't even know how hard you can laugh yet. It's not because she's, like, clever or witty, although she is both of those things. It's because she knows how to find the joy in things, and her laughter is infectious. I don't think anyone else in the world could make me feel the way she does. What else?
Oh, we're still so hella in love with Bridget.
She never gives up. She never loses faith in people. She never stops growing.
Dealer's choice.
Oh, God. She never, ever stops growing. Every year, every month, she becomes a better person in some small way. She tutors people, and she learns to paint, and she goes to therapy. She's got this anxiety, you know. She's always struggled with it, but she channels it. She takes that energy and turns it into lists and plans and accomplishments. I mean, hell, she got a septum piercing on her own. If you knew her, you'd understand what an astronomically big deal that is. That's just one of a million examples. Keep going. Tell me more about her. She makes me honest, adventurous, feel things.
Already plenty adventurous. I say either honest or feel.
She makes me into an honest person. I mean, I've always liked the truth, but she makes me live it. I spend all day getting up in my head and deluding myself. But when I see her face, I just want to be my entire self with her. I don't even know how to explain it, but I can feel the difference. I admit things when I'm with her, stuff that I'm ashamed of, and soft feelings I'm embarrassed about, and things that I don't even understand about myself until I find myself telling them to her. She is what makes me me. So then why don't you want to be with her? Why don't you at least want to talk to her? I don't understand. Because I'm not worthy of her. Look at me. You've spent 2 days with me now. Can you honestly say I'm the type of person who can make someone like that happy? That's not my decision to make, or yours. It doesn't matter who decides. The outcome's going to be the same. She's in a different universe from me now. She's not. She's right here in Toronto, like all those speakeasies and overpriced apartments. You can talk to her whenever you want to. Adult Belle looks down and silently rubs her wrist. And it sounds like you really want to. The two Bells walk back to the car. As they approach, Adult Belle notices a note shoved on one of her windshield wipers. She takes it out and reads it. Dear whoever you are, I know you've been prowling around asking about me. How about we meet face to face? Come to the shops at Aura. Think it's from the cat lady? P.S. Meow. She looks up. What's the move? Well, it's not like we have any other leads. The Bells walk nervously down the hall. The vast basement complex has the vibe of an abandoned termite mound. The tunneled corridors are cramped and dark. Hallways end abruptly and curve back in on themselves. There's no natural light, and the fluorescent bulbs overhead seem to be only flickering at half intensity. At least half the storefronts are empty, and the other ones are anemic. As Kid Belle walks past what is ostensibly a hat store, an old woman in a plastic lawn chair gives her a death stare. The kid grips her older shirt sleeve.
Hard phrase.
Then, suddenly, when they turn the corner, the lights abruptly shut off. What the hell? Adult Belle fumbles for her phone in her pocket.
Are you blind when you're born? Can you see in the dark?
Are you kidding me?
You thought you were such a clever little mouse, scurrying around the city with that little baby mouse in tow.
Adult Belle instinctively grabs for Kid Belle's shoulder. She's not there.
But you're in my den now, and I don't serve cheese at my parties. I serve pain.
Dark figures move a few feet ahead of her. There's the sound of a struggle.
Biff,
hey!
pow.
Kid! The lights flicker back on. The cat is holding Kid Belle and pressing a long claw against her neck. Let her go.
Or what?
Or I send you straight goddamn Heaviside lair. Let her go. Adult Belle takes a step forward. The cat taps Kid Belle's neck.
Careful. This kitty has claws.
I'm pretty sure they're plastic. Bite her in the hand, elbow her in the stomach. Let me hit her with a pipe. Biting her seemed to work.
Yeah, there you go. If it ain't broke.
Okay, great. Bite her in the hand again. okay?
Wait, what?
Kid Bell chomps down on the cat's hand. She yelps and leaps back in pain, releasing the kid from her grip.
Little...
Kid Bell bolts away and hides behind her adult self. That's you, J-Ram.
Enough games!
You're telling us that?
I want that envelope. Hand it over.
Why should I? It's not yours.
I have more right to it than you.
Hey, don't try and take the high ground on me. We were both breaking into Mark G's apartment.
I'm no common cat burglar. I'm just chasing down my $280.
Mark G stole your money. You threatened a child over $280.
I mean, either are pretty fucking legitimate.
You threatened a child over $300? I wasn't that threatened.
If it was only 300, then I might have been more cautious. But no, that too enticed me, made me take leave of my senses. That devilish mastermind had me right where he wanted me.
Are we talking about the same Mark G? Just tell us what he did, all right? I'm a detective. Maybe I can help.
Sold me his old climbing equipment. He said it was as good as new. Said he needed some cash for some big plan of his. Ah!
It wasn't good as new?
That's right, kitten. It was bad as old.
Please don't call her that.
The gear's unusable. He got my cash and I was left with a bunch of worn-out crap.
What was his big plan? Why did you trust a random guy on the internet? When did you figure out he had cheated you? Also, this is all over climbing equipment?
Lady just got burned in a Craigslist deal.
Yeah, it's 2022 and she's a cat. Like, it's okay. It's okay.
I don't want to be all blame the victim here, but yeah, also, you should always check the stuff before you buy some nasty shit off Craigslist.
Yeah, I mean, when did you figure out he had cheated you? I guess? The choices are, what was his big plan? Why did you trust a random guy on the internet? And when did you figure out he had cheated you?
My vote would be for number 2, but it's not a strong option. It's not a strong opinion.
Why did you trust a random guy on the internet?
What would you have done?
Gone to a store?
Ha! You're still young and naive.
Sorry to say your money isn't the only thing that's missing. Mark G has disappeared.
I see. Crumpling up the envelope and tossing it to the ground. Guess I'll have to take some extra shifts at the trampoline store.
Well, look, if you do hear from him, can you give me a call?
Sure. Why not? And if you see those 3 idiot friends of his, tell them they vouched for the wrong guy.
The two Bells look at each other. A few minutes later, Adult Bell drives up towards Annex, weaving in and out of traffic. Time to get the real story out of Mark G's boys. Jan's Kid Bell her phone. We still got a bead on Big Man Brett? Yeah, he's at the wing place again. Again? He was there 24 hours ago. Ugh. Strap in, kid. I always wear my seatbelt. Adult Bell twirls a U-turn and speeds off towards College Street. A streetcar angrily dings its little bell as she cuts in front of it. But how do we get the boys to talk? They're stonewalling us. No, one of those 3 dipshits is the weak link. We just need to find the right bolt cutters. Adult Bell throws open the door and storms into the restaurant. The one server is too immersed in writing his screenplay to notice, but Mark G's boys all jump in their seats when they hear the disturbance. They look at the door, then immediately stare down at their wings when they see the 2 Bells approaching. Adult Bell slowly walks by the table, intently staring at Sonny Lee, Big Man Brett, and Kev Jr. as she passes. Not one of them acknowledge their presence. Who do we want to start with? The one good boy, the absolutely terrible one, or
Medium bad one. Let's go medium bad.
Medium bad? All right. Let's go to Griffin McElroy. Adult Bell gets right up in Brett's face. Listen here. I know goddamn well you know something. So spill it, you average-sized human misnomer. There's more than one way to be big, sister. That's right. You can be a big creep, or a big moron, or a big suspect in a big murder investigation. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Who said anything about murder? You did, just now. What? No, you did. And I'm about to join her if you don't start talking. So what? What do I care what some busybody for hire thinks? You're less than a rent-a-cop. You're nothing. Get lost.
Oh.
The restaurant feels even darker and quieter than yesterday. Do you want to go for the idiot, or let's not put the screws to the nice guy?
We're gonna talk to them all eventually. Let's just do Kev.
Adult Bell very slowly pulls up a stool and sits across from Kev Jr. He gulps. I won't talk, no matter how much you torture me. Believe me, you're not the one being tortured when you talk. I can't betray a bro. Ugh, this is dumb. Kid Bell snatches Kev's basket of wings off the table. Hey! Tell me what I want to know or I flush these down the toilet. She starts backing up. Kev Jr. tenses up as if he's going to run after her. Go ahead, try it, or you'll never get her.
I don't think it matters that much, but I'm kind of curious as to what happens.
You'll never catch her. I'd say she's less than 10 meters from that all-gender single-stall washroom. You're faster than her in a dead heat, but there's no way you'll close the distance before she gets in there and locks the door. It's over, Kev. He wipes some sauce from his mouth and then angrily slams the crumpled up serviette on the table. Fine. You win. Dude, I'm sorry. He gestures at the hostage chicken wings and then turns to Adult Bell. Mark G is free climbing on the Bruce Peninsula. He's what? Free climbing, with his hands up? Adult Bell stares at him, mouth agape. Can I have my food back? Why didn't you just tell me? Why didn't he bring his phone? Why didn't he tell his girlfriend? Why didn't you just tell me?
Makes sense.
Why didn't you just tell me? You would have told Cassidy. Right, yeah, her. It was a secret. So what could possibly be secret about a trip to Bruce County? It was for her. It was a gift for their engagement. How is him going climbing a gift for her? What in the goddamn hell are you morons talking about? No. How is him going climbing a gift for her?
That's a fantastic question.
That doesn't make any sense. It's like, he does it for her, and then when he's done, he can, tell her it was for her. Yeah, it's, normal. Silence. Kev Jr. makes a grabby hand gesture towards the chicken wings. Okay, I'm flushing these because I'm annoyed. She runs towards the restroom. Wait, no! Those cost $26.95. Canadian dollars. He jumps up out of his chair and stumbles after her. I mean, if it's 25 wings, that's not, unreasonable, but that's also 25 wings. A few hours later, back at Bell Park's shared office, Adult Bell sits at her desk, recounting the details of the case to Cassidy. Kid Bell is nowhere to be seen. So, yeah, that's basically it. Mark G is staying at the Lion's Head Motel in Bruce County. He bought some new equipment, sold the old stuff to pay for gas money, then went off to free climb the escarpment all week. The reason he left without saying anything is that he was doing it as a surprise for you, whatever that means. So, he's not hurt or dead or anything, he's just climbing? That's right. And he did it for me? That's what he says. Oh. Her voice trembles as she wipes a tear from her eye. That's so romantic.
Oh my god.
Pinching the bridge of her nose. Jesus Christ. I should have known he was thinking about me. You aren't mad? You think it's romantic?
It's romantic.
I'm sorry. You think it's romantic? Well, he was thinking of me. She sighs happily. How can I not? Dobell leans back in her chair. The people you love really surprise you, eh? There's a loud bang as Kid Bell throws open the locker door. Miss Chamomile! God, who are you? She came with the desk.
She came with the desk.
She came with the desk. It's a perk of the space. Oh. She lowers her voice to a whisper. Do you live in that closet? That's not important right now. What's important is you. Does Mark G make you happy? Cassidy looks up at adult Belle, then back down to the kid. She beams. Mark G makes me the happiest woman in the world. Kid Belle hugs Cassidy. Then go to him. Go ahead. You can e-transfer me the rest of the fee later. Kid Belle releases her. Cassidy nods and stands up. Thank you, Bellwoods. You really became a tremendous detective. Another case down. Guess so. I was so sure I'd disappear after doing that. No, yeah, I like 100% thought you had it. Later that afternoon, near the U of T School of Forestry, the sugar maples in the mini forest are starting to turn a bit. Kid Belle skips happily towards the courtyard, with her adult self trailing a few feet behind. Could it be like a climbing thing? Is it like...
I don't think you use salt for climbing. Like
Well,
if
you
it's
use
snow,
like talc.
but oh god, your palms would get so itchy and
What are you so happy about? Not much, just my scheme. Oh, brother. You're talking to Bridget. As a friend, why are you so invested? As a friend.
yeah.
Can't spell girlfriend without friend or end. There's no reason to assume she'd take me back. Kid Belle sits on a bench and fishes the tracking tag out of her pocket. You love her, right? Yeah, obviously. My detective instincts tell me she loves you too. She starts flipping the tracking tag like a coin. Adult Belle chuckles and looks up a tree. Fine, you win. I'll try and make things work. You promise? I promise. God, you never stop, huh? Hey, you should be grateful that I'm here to fix you. Abrupt silence. Adult Belle whips around and sees an empty bench. Kid? Belle approaches the bench where her younger self was sitting. The only sign anyone was even there is the small white tracking tag lying on the ground.
Oh.
Belle walks over and picks the tracking tag off the ground. Bridget walks up behind her. Belle? Oh, hey, where's, you? Belle looks down at the tracking tag. I think she solved the case. Oh, wow. Belle sits down on the bench where her younger self just was. Bridget joins her. A light, early autumn breeze sweeps through. Should I have told her about COVID? Oh my god, no. Definitely not. She would have told me, and then I wouldn't have been able to sleep for like 5 years.
She'd have probably tried to stop it.
Yeah. That's like the one thing I haven't liked about this, and it's not that like the writing for the character is wrong, but it's just like, oh my god, dude. Like, I don't need... And like, games games and stories are reflections of their authors trying to tell a story. But like, oh boy, such a sad sack. Like, I'm saying this. She'd probably have tried to stop it. Honestly, she probably would have ended up undercover in a wet market. If that's as far as it went, we would have been lucky. Belle slips the tracking tag back into her pocket. Anyway, that was my exciting week. How was yours? You know, lived in a library 24/7, occasionally poked my head out to help fix the space-time continuum. As you do. Ooh, but I'm going up to Bruce National Park for research next week. That should be a lot of fun. Yeah, the climbing's good out there. Oh my god, you could literally never get me to climb anything ever. Thank you for $1 million, right? I wouldn't even look at a cliff for $1 million. I'd pay $1 million to never look at a cliff ever again. I don't know when climbing became a whole thing. Do you remember the documentary with the guy with the... She pantomimes climbing a rock wall. No, I don't remember. I left 2 minutes in. Oh, yeah. I literally hid from a movie. You wouldn't catch me dead up there. Belle takes a good look at Bridget as she smiles and brushes some hair out of her face. So, there's this place I've been meaning to... that I think you... okay, you know the Cursed Basement Mall downtown with the food court? It always has one good restaurant but nothing else. There's this chicken place down there now, which is like, well, I can explain how it works when we go, if we go. Bridget watches this display, smile tugging at the corner of her mouth. What I mean is, I'd like to go with you because eating there with, myself made me realize how much worse it is to just be myself than it is to be myself with you. And I think you'd really like it, and if we wanted to start up our restaurant spreadsheet again, I don't know, maybe that could be the first new entry, because I'd actually have a lot of them I'd love to add. And yeah, are you asking me on a date to the food court? The metaphor kind of sounded better in my head. Bridget chuckles warmly and squeezes Belle's knee. Let me just get my bag. She stands and starts to head back to her building. Belle does a quick victory fist pump while she's turned away, and then smoothly hides it behind her back as Bridget looks back over her shoulder. You know what I like about you, Belle? You never change. Aww. Okay, that was extremely cute.
Take the lady that just dumped you, make her grovel a little bit. She is Louise.
That was very cute.
Relationship is believable, and I think it benefits a little bit from having played the other ones and seeing the relationship sort of develop, right? I don't love the kind of how tidy the wrap-up is. I would have loved a scene or two of kind of actually unpack, because Bridget's amazing, and if she's supposed to be this perfect, amazing dream girl, she should have their self-respect to be like, well, you did dump me out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Overall, it's a little too neat from a narrative perspective. I'm curious what the differences are in the plot. There's got to be some kind of meaningful branching somewhere, because there were choices we were locked out of. So I do wonder about the salt. I do wonder about other things. So I know you played this all the way through. Is that the same overall arc that you got?
I only played it through the once. I got the ending where we ended back up with Bridget. I don't think I got a resolution to the salt thing either, but you're probably right. In a game like this, the things that you choose or don't choose are gonna expose you to the information that sort of illuminates the plot and sort of this and that. I don't think there's a ton of branching in this game narratively.
Mm-hmm.
But I would argue maybe there doesn't really need to be, because so much of the charm is in the details and the little character writing and the background sort of moments. I liked it very, very much.
Yeah. And we talked about this at length last week, but it's one of those things that I think is pretty clear on like, okay, if it's interactive fiction, like, you don't need that much narrative agency. You know, you're just kind of like going through this story sort of in the same way as the awesome children's story that we did, which actually got clipped. I was on a stream and someone gave me a shout out and I was like, oh my gosh, we have a clip. And it's the introduction to that story. So
yes, if you are into interactive fiction or IFComp or branching narrative games at all, please go play Esther at this year's IFComp. It is just a delicious bite of sugar plum. All right, okay. So what have we got on the ballot here?
Yeah, so that was the Grown Up Detective Agency. Thank you, Brendan Patrick Hennessy. That was actually wonderful and fun and genuinely made me feel things.
Go play Birdland, go play Known Unknowns, go play Boat Prom. They're all this good.
And like, I'll be honest, it genuinely made me feel things because like, you know, I'm like ragging on how much of like a sad sack the main character is, but like, yeah, you know, we all have feelings of stagnation, and I don't know, it definitely like spoke to a very specific thing. I'm gonna hit random one more time. Yeah. No, and that's okay, and it's good to like have stories that are like that.
It's in the last stream, but I think the phrase like comfort food with regard to, you know, media or narrative is kind of, I don't like it. Or no, sorry. I think it's kind of overused. I think that something that explores a kind of simple, universal, and sort of well done emotion, there's a place for that. It's craft.
Okay, I want to do a Parser game. This popped up twice in the random list.
Oh boy.
So we're going to do a Matter of Heist Urgency, an Anastasia the Power Pony adventure.
How many videos do I get again?
Is this one like bad?
No, I haven't played it. It looks like it could be extremely cute or extremely annoying, but we will see. And it has a walkthrough, which is nice.
Nice. Pull that up for yourself. I will not look at it. You know how I'm just terrible with walkthroughs. I end up reading the whole thing, and then I'm like, oh.
What's the point of view?
Yeah, exactly.
What is the point of even playing the game if you just sort of type the commands in the walkthrough over and over? But I do like a good Invisaglue.
Yeah, so it's got a generous hint system, apparently. Tropical hideouts and intense fights with kung fu llamas. Whoa, wrong button. Oh, gosh. So, cool. We haven't done a Parser game in a while.
Ton of choice-based ones on the ballot this year. I don't recall the actual count, but I think pretty solidly in favor of choice-based this year, I think. All right.
Is that including Twine?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. So like choice-based as the other option. What's
versus
other?
Parser. Oh, I don't know. Check it out. There were at least two that were like written in homebrew, like a homebrew system in Python, which props for the audacity.
Oh, this is so the three that are other is a story, a study in stateful media. Am I my brother's keeper, which is one of the ones I really want to do. And Zero Chance of Recovery, which is, I think that's the chess one.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm also really interested in. and would absolutely play through and bash our heads against for the entirety of a stream, because puzzle games are the worst for me, but I enjoy them.
They're good for your brain.
All right. But we've got this. We've got a matter of heist urgency. And Anastasia the Power Pony Adventure by FLACRabbit, which, that's a cute name. Crown jewels stolen, scream the headlines of the daily papers. You leaf through them and sigh. Display case smashed, read the subtitles, or priceless relic of royal family missing. Obviously, this is a situation that requires professional assistance. You finish your tea, disguise as Bess, and canter away to the scene of the crime because you're a pony. Hell yes. J-Ram, we're a pony.
That's all I wanted to be since I was 6. Who's Bess? I guess we'll find out.
Please press the any key to continue. Oh, there's music. Oh man, I wish I knew there was music, but we know now. I almost want to... We do, however, need to turn that way down.
You can take our union break while you futz with it.
Nope, I got it.
Cool.
No, I want everybody to hear this. One second, because it's totally worth it. Pressing the any key. All right, that was wonderful. I'm glad for that.
So good.
I was unaware that there was... I didn't even know that you could play music through Gargoyle, which is the parser that I use.
And
all right.
Love it at IFComp. Always learning something new.
Part 1. The scene of the crime. You arrive at the Royal Museum, certain that no one will see through your disguise, and unobtrusively enter the central vault. You see some evidence among the treasures. Smashed glass and a destroyed display case. But how does it all fit together? A matter of heist urgency, an Anastasia adventure by FLACRabbit. Release 4, serial number something, Inform 7. Did I tell you I have a project for learning Inform that I want to do? Did you take a look at those BBC micro games?
No, I haven't had a chance yet.
I'm going to be putting it on YouTube relatively soon. I downloaded them finally. I want to turn those into good games.
Cool.
Like, I really love the world that it was in. Like, the setting that the author had done was, like, really good and enthralling, and just it was so brutal working with the 2-word parser and like the occasional mistakes that happen with a 1984 BBC micro text adventure.
A lot of folks these days, like, interactive fiction will always be a niche interest because compared to an intuitive sort of controller-based or graphic-based video game, it's always going to feel a little clunkier. Kids these days don't know how good they had it, man.
Yeah.
No X command, no Zizzy, no nothing.
Yeah, well, this one had both look and examine and search, and they were all different commands.
Horrible.
I mean, it was the time. It was the Quill. I don't know if you've played any of things that were written in the quill.
I'm
Like
not familiar.
it was like the main British system for like 30 years. Wild. Truly, truly wild.
Interesting.
All right. But we're in the Royal Museum. All around you are relics of the Mazelot royal family. Ceremonial swords, flags, battle bridles, dented horse helmets, the famous headdress of Queen Camilla I. But what draws your eye most is the smashed glass lying around everywhere, and the empty, destroyed display case in the center that used to contain the crown jewels. Sir Ponyheart is standing here, looking self-confident. The police commissioner of Mazelot, Commissioner Mumblebumble, is standing around on the job. He looks about self-importantly. Well, all right.
I gotta see what this does.
What did you ask for?
Zizzy.
Oh, XY. Hey. XY. ZZY. Boo. You know,
Alas.
it's funny though. I feel like we've talked about like the different eras of interactive fiction at various points. And I think we're in one now that's like not into in-jokes like that as much. Like people are trying to like do things like, and I mean, I'll go out there, like I now have a pretty impressive I've played that list on IFDB. And like I still haven't played Zork, man. I mean, I did as a kid, but like that doesn't count. Like I played the Hitchhiker's Guide game as a kid too, but I never got past the first room.
God, talk about games that you basically have to type out the walkthrough for. Absolute moon logic.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I think you're right. I think you're right, and I choose to see it as a there's a lot of new folks getting into the genre, and I don't say I'm not going to say that I'm an old head that has been around for ages and ages, but like it's cool to see how many, and I'm sorry, I'm only in my 30s, but I can say this, kids are getting into it. Like on Itch.io, it's just you scroll down the IF list, and yeah, a lot of them are visual novels, but kids making weird text adventures. Like I would have killed to have this bounty out there when I was a little younger. But at any rate, I'm digressing. Let's look at ourselves. I desperately want to see what our pony sona is.
Yeah, I definitely did not get to, like, obviously I know about the Babelfish and the fact that it's like a wild puzzle, but like, yeah, that's never got there. All right, X-Self, you, Anastasia the Power Pony, look just like you always do. Oh.
Uh-huh. Well,
Mumble Bumble gazes intently at the gummy bear wrapper.
Standard operating protocol. We zizzied, we X-Self, now we inventory, and then we examine every noun in the room.
You're carrying nothing.
Oh, shit.
I'm sure, says Mumble Bumble. Do the thieves still have them? Says Ponyheart. Okay. I was a little bummed out by the X-Self, but yeah, I love these characters. All right, X Mumble Bumble. He's a brown horse with a blue horse jacket. A gold badge with a star pinned to the front denotes his status as police commissioner, first class. He barely notices you through his comically large, thick-rimmed spectacles, and a street sweeper mustache sets him apart from lesser ponies. The police commissioner chuckles a little and says, "Indubitably," says the police commissioner. "They'll feel my wrath before I'm done with them," says Ponyheart. It's also very funny to, like, be doing this kind of roulette style where, like, you're switching like it's such tonal whiplash. Like the last one was like this introspective, interpersonal story kind of deal, and this is like ridiculous ponies.
Yeah, but it was also kind of fun. Like the last one was also kind of fun and cute, and this one is definitely fun and cute. Although watch it go like a hard noir turn and just like really fuck us up.
Ponyheart is the strong, noble, heroic knight, the protector of the happiness of the residents, who, despite his reputation, has never saved Maze-a-Lot one time that you can recall. Mumble Pumble peers at the smashed glass. Exclaims Commissioner Mumble Bumble. You've hit the mark, sir. Alright, I have to look again. Okay. Smashed glass, display case, and something about a gummy bear wrapper.
Wrapper?
Yeah, let's look at the wrapper first. The label reads Haribo Gummy Bears. Boo. It has a picture of a furry llama lady with a hair bow. Below that it says, Llamas and alpacas adore it so, the marvelous universe of Haribo. Everyone knows that those are the favorite snack of smashy llamas. It must be a clue. The police commissioner says, Investigate Murph. That's an interesting idea, says Ponyheart. Sir Ponyheart exclaims, Well, there's no time to lose, Commissioner. I'm on the case. He rushes off, carelessly leaving his sword behind. The commissioner clucks and collects it from the floor. You notice, abandoned in a dark corner, a piece of trash. Turns out to be an empty gummy bear package.
Gasp.
Well, I guess X package. Oh, it's the same one. Well,
can we get the package? How does picking stuff up work in this world? Also, wouldn't it just be called a jacket instead of a horse jacket?
I mean, that's more up to you.
Okay, so we're leaving the package behind.
Yeah. I wonder if Mumble Bumble is actually saying anything, or if he's... Oh, wait a minute. He's a horse and we're a pony. All right. Well, let's look at the glass. As I write down llama, like I'm going to understand what that means. The glass is lying all around, and you have to tread carefully to avoid stepping on it. Such a thorough smashing job could only have been done by smashy llamas. Just as you're about to give up your search, you find a faint hoofprint of sand under a pile of shards. Perhaps a closer examination is in order. Yeah, this is like anti-llama. I'm not entirely okay with it. I guess let's look at the hoofprint.
Yeah.
A hoofprint of white sand is lying on the ground. It's easy to miss it amidst the glass. The hooves are too small to be from horses. It must be a clue. Okay. There are a lot of things that are smaller than a horse. Horses are bigger than a bread box, so...
They are all ungulates, I guess.
Okay. Oh, there's the destroyed display case. You notice a faint, refreshing scent that doesn't belong in a museum. Could it be a clue? Smell? It smells musty and dusty, and a faint whiff of something exotic and fruity. Well, gummy bears.
Let's check out the pillow.
Yeah. It's a fine red velvet pillow with a few bits of glass scattered on and around it. You can see faint indents where the crown jewels used to rest. Leaning closer, you notice a faint, unusual smell. What could it be? Okay. Can we smell the pillow?
Think.
Big block of text. The pervasive coconut smell seems to be emanating from a smudge of whitish cream in one corner. Looks like suntan lotion. And that could only mean that the llamas came from someplace sunny. Suddenly,
Philadelphia?
From where?
Philadelphia? Sorry. No, actually, no, fuck that. I'm not sorry.
Suddenly, all the pieces fall into place. It must have been the Smashy Llamas, and they obviously fled to the nearby tropical island. Before Mumble Bumble can look up, you've donned your cape in a flash and flown off to confront the evil thieves. The Mumble Bumble took the sword for himself. Or at least that's what it said. I also have a really bad habit in games to overthink the descriptions. So we might have been able to get it anyway. You fly for several minutes, buffeted back and forth by the wind. You finally catch sight of the island. It looks like a tropical paradise. The sun is shining and the turquoise waters are gently rippling. A jungle seems to take up most of the interior of the island. Whoops. Sorry about that. You swoop in for a landing, but the wind knocks you off course and you run into a coconut tree. Once you get over your momentary disorientation, you notice that a coconut has fallen off of it. You know that the llamas are here somewhere. Now you'll have to sneak around and see what they're up to. The brilliant turquoise waters sparkle, the distant seagulls squawk, the palm and coconut trees sway in the light breeze, and the sun shines down with warmth. A wonderful vacation destination, if it weren't for your pressing mission. A dense, lush jungle lies to the north, but a dark path cuts into it. A solitary coconut tree is standing upright by the shoreline. A coconut, apparently knocked off the tree during your crash landing, is lying in the sand. Well, get coconut. You pick up the coconut. Surely it will be useful later.
How does the horse pick up a coconut? Envision that in
mouth.
your mind. No, what would it grasp onto? It's an orb, Douglas.
They're rough on the outside. Horse teeth are, like, terrifying.
They have fine control.
They have prehensile lips. It's just a normal coconut. Brown and round. It's pretty hefty for a fruit. You could probably clonk somebody pretty hard with it.
Oh.
Well, let's look at the tree. It's a standard coconut palm tree, slightly bent from being rammed into, picturesque and swaying in the light breeze. There used to be a coconut on it, but not anymore.
We could do much with the tree. What else we got here?
We have north.
Okay.
Hey, the first map drawing I've done in a while.
Right.
You cautiously proceed up the path, treading as lightly as you can upon the carpet of soil. This winding, dark path cuts through the jungle. Occasional sunbeams filter through the canopy, and strange animal noises ring out from all directions. The path proceeds to the north and returns to the beach back to the south. You suddenly notice some heavy-sounding footsteps. There's a llama patrolling the path. You quickly duck. You'll have to fight him or sneak your way past.
I like that our frankly racist assumption about llamas is being validated here.
I guess? Let's look at this llama. He looks big, smashy, and evil. Although he's patrolling back and forth dutifully, he seems kind of bored.
Okay, Brian Jacques, we get it. Like, there is predetermined races that are evil. They're literally called vermin in the Redwall books.
They are vermin.
They're
Rats. Voles are not vermin. I mean, they're like pests, but they're not vermin. Mice can go either way, to be fair. Like cute little like oh my gosh, we had like a field mouse that got in our house once.
Oh.
And it was really, really cute. And it was not like the really, really gross New Orleans mice.
Yeah.
That are like also good because they eat cockroaches, but like also you don't want mice in your house.
So how'd you murder it?
I swatted it outside with a broom, and
Aw.
my roommate yelled at me because it's just gonna come back inside.
Oh.
And then I just assumed Thaddeus ate it. To be fair.
Thaddeus, by the way, was a roommate. That is absolutely a human guy.
Yes. I mean, 24-pound cat is absolutely.
Jesus, I didn't realize. Far be it from me to body shame, but damn, that's a chunkster.
Yeah. He was staying at one of my roommate's friends' places for a couple of months, and they just let him eat whenever he was hungry. And
No, he's always hungry though.
Anyway. Well, we could throw the coconut at him.
It did say we can clunk someone, so try, I guess, clunk llama with coconut.
Yeah, you clunk llama with coconut. You line up. God bless this for taking clonk. You line up your shot and throw the coconut. It arcs through the air and he doesn't even see it before it whacks him in the head. As he collapses to the ground, you spring out from your hiding place and pick up the coconut again for good measure.
Church llama.
This is why I like playing games co-op, because I would not have thought about that.
Always search the body, my man.
Only Mumble Bumble has the authority to do pat downs.
Ha! Hoof downs? Nuzzle downs? What exactly is going? Never mind. You know what? Never mind. Let's just go on the path.
We go north. With the guard dealt with, you proceed forward. This rough oval clearing is open to the sky. A hastily constructed woven hut is standing in the middle, and you can hear voices coming from inside. Palm trees ring the clearing. A path cuts into the jungle to the south, and another narrower path leads away to the northwest. You can hear some snippets of conversation from the llamas in the hut, and you have to get closer to hear.
Can we listen? Oh, this might not be a bad place to save.
Good call. Why can't I spell llama?
Sorry.
I have to say, I can't imagine that. I mean, can you die?
No, but it might lock, you get sent to jail or something.
That's true. Okay. So we have the hut, we have palm trees. We can go to the northwest.
Okay.
Let's check out the palm trees.
Sure. Worked last time.
The jungle opens up on all sides except for the path that leads south, back towards the beach, and a narrow path towards the northwest. You hear the humming of a motorboat in the distance, approaching rapidly. Do we now? Let's look at the hut. It's a loosely and hastily built woven grass hut, supported with mud. It doesn't look like it would last long. A few of the windows are cut into it, and a door leads in. You can catch a lot more of their conversation. It's definitely 3 llamas who are talking in there. They seem to be talking about the heist. Oh, what about Sir Ponyheart? Oh, he's nothing to worry about, responds another casually. He never succeeds. Anyway, we're not unarmed. Well then, says another one who seems to be the leader. There's no time to lose. All we have to do is put the jewels in the case and take the rowboat to the getaway ship. There's a general murmur of agreement, and you hear the clinking of the jewels being put into a case, and then the case being shut. The door opens, and you quickly duck back into the jungle. You can see 3 llamas striding out of the hut, 2 of them carrying a large steel case. There seems to be a bad leader llama, and a stinking furry llama, and a nasty little llama. As you watch them and debate what to do, suddenly you hear a rapidly growing clip-clopping noise, and Sir Ponyheart bursts in. Quake in your boots, traitors!
No. Of all the games, I was not expecting there to be combat in this one.
Quake in your boots, traitors, for swift justice has arrived, he says. The llamas chuckle in ready kung fu fighting stances. Sir Ponyheart reaches for his trusty blade, but then hesitates. Ah, well, he says, seems I have forgotten my sword. We'll have to resort to hoofticuffs, he says, rushing out at one of the llamas. Okay.
So do we announce our presence, or?
I mean, so we do have health in the status bar. I mean,
Fuck it, we just saved. Let's punch a llama.
Which one? Bad leader, stinking furry, nasty little.
Ooh, nasty little. I don't like the looks of that guy.
You spring out of your hiding place. There's no going back now. The bad leader llama breaks off to fight you. Oh, we don't get a chance. You whap the llama before he can react. He blinks and futilely tries to attack back. The nasty little llama and the stinking furry llama circle around Ponyheart, waiting for an opportunity. Sir Ponyheart uselessly attacks the nasty little llama, but misses. As he's off balance, the stinking furry llama darts forward and smashes him from behind. Ponyheart rears up and turns to face that way. Sir Ponyheart bravely charges to attack the stinking furry llama. Take this, miscreant, calls out Ponyheart as he charges forth in a knightly fashion at the stinking furry llama. He flails around but hits nothing, and the llama steps back unhurt.
We might need to spend a turn looking around the room if there's anything we can, like, pull down or use to mess them up.
Fair. We also have the, coconut.
Oh, yeah, no, clonk that leader llama. Clonk it good.
Clonk, leader. So I was just talking about, like, how the BBC micro game was, like, so limited on how the verbs worked, and now I can type clonk. And with, you have no idea how there is a puzzle that was exactly the door puzzle from Phantasmagoria.
Okay.
You remember the one where you had to poke something through the keyhole?
Yeah,
and pull out the paper. It was exactly that. And it took me so long, me and chat, so long to figure out, like, the exact set of verbs to do the thing that I wanted to do.
Nothing worse. Nothing worse.
But it's also, like, impressive that, like, that's now built in. even something like TADS, like, yeah, there's like common libraries of verbs, but like there's so many synonyms built in. The bad leader llama tries to punch you, but you dodge. The coconut rams straight into his shaggy face, and he stumbles in pain. You rear up and tower over the bad leader llama, and he backs away. You follow up the advantage and press him hard, leaving him with no time to attack. The nasty little llama blocks a wild swing from Ponyheart. Simultaneously, he and the stinking furry llama counterattack. Sir Ponyheart gets beaten from two sides at once. Sir Ponyheart nobly turns to battle the nasty little llama. "Fall at my hand, enemy of the peace," narrates Ponyheart. As he does so, the llama punches at him, and Ponyheart frantically dodges backward.
So I wonder if there's some kind of puzzle or trick to the order that we attack them in. Let's go for the nasty little one.
Okay.
Boy Ponyheart seems alright.
Clonk, nasty little llama. You dart forward and try to smack the nasty little llama, but he narrowly twists out of the way. You barely foil a counterattack and separate, circling around him. The bad leader llama leaps over your head. Stunned by this, you whirl around, but too late. He whacks you from behind, and you whinny in rage. Sir Ponyheart valiantly defends himself against his two opponents, throwing his hooves back and forth with vigor, but it avails him not. The stinking furry llama's attacks miss, but a llama punch from the nasty little llama gets through, and Ponyheart stumbles back. Sir Ponyheart bravely turns his attention to the stinking furry llama. Sir Ponyheart poses nobly and swipes at the stinking furry llama with his hoof, missing by a mile. The llama chuckles at his incompetency.
And this is actually, like, despite the cutesy skin, a pretty well-written action scene.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like we have actual stakes here, and that's pretty fucking rad. I feel like this is probably the wrong choice. But maybe the one that we haven't tried yet?
What is it? Furry little?
No, it's nasty little and furry something.
Stinking furry.
Stinking furry.
You punch the stinking furry llama, then kick him, then punch him again. He almost slumps, stunned, but catches himself and puts up a defense again. The bad leader llama charges forward at you, but you sidestep and turn the tables. He whirls around and prepares to attack you again. The stinking furry llama kicks the flagging Sir Ponyheart, sending him stumbling. The nasty little llama presses the attack and smashes him on the head. Sir Ponyheart teeters and falls, unconscious yet again.
Ah, crap.
I do have the feeling that maybe we were not supposed to fight. But I'm also reminded of remember that mech game?
I do, yeah.
I'm also reminded of that where, like, maybe the winning move is not to play.
I mean, does the undo function work?
Well, let's if we die.
We're not gonna die. It's not that kind of game.
Hey, Sir Ponyheart's out. Poor dude. Let's stick with the stinking furry.
Sure.
Unless you're thinking that there's any kind of... You did say to look. My only worry is that we would get hit 3 times.
I mean, I am shameless about cheating, particularly and at this point when our goal is to see as much of this game in the smallish amount of time that we have. So check to see if the undo function works, first off.
It does. It's in form.
Oh, beautiful. Well, in that case, let's look around the room, and if that penalizes us, we'll just undo, like nothing ever happened.
No, we'll deal with our choices.
Okay, so we're actually just in a clearing. My apologies.
Oh, cool. No, I mean...
That we had gone into the hut. Okay.
Ooh. Well, that's not a bad call.
Yeah, do you want to try to, like, hide in the hut?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, how many llamas can fit in a hut? I guess
Joke.
3.
Enter hut. Fuck it.
This rough oval clearing is open to the sky. A hastily constructed woven hut is standing in the middle. A few palm trees are standing around. A path cuts into the jungle to the south, and another narrower path leads away to the northwest. A chaotic battle is raging back and forth, and you're fighting 3 llamas. Turning away from the limp form of Pony Heart, the 2 llamas that were beating him up turn away, evil grins on their faces, and charge at you instead. All 3 llamas charge at you in tandem. You quickly dodge to the side, and 2 of them crash past you into the underbrush. However, the last one swerves and catches you on the head with a hard blow. You reel back, preparing your own next attack. Enter hut. There's nothing in the hut you would want. The 3 llamas spread out and surround you, darting jabs back and forth. You duck and dodge, but several of them land blows.
Well,
Okay.
it's going south for us pretty rapidly.
Clonk, stinky furry. And if we get one more move, then we just go northwest and we run. Sound good? We go with it.
I said sure. I think my mic not be working quite well tonight, because there have been a couple of times when I said lines, but they didn't show up. At any rate, yes, that sounds like a very good plan.
Cool. You dart the stinking furry llama a hard punch that makes him flinch. As he reels back from that, you hit him again, bruising him even more. The 3 llamas charge at you, but you trick them and circle around to behind them. They exclaim in surprise as they blunder into the forest. When they return a few seconds later, you've already prepared an attack. Oh, nice. Yeah, that was successful. Let's hit him again.
Nice. Charge!
Charge! That's not a verb I recognize. Boo!
Fuck off.
Let's clonk the stinky furry one more time.
Take him down.
You get the... no. You get the stinking furry llama with a roundhouse punch. He sprawls on the ground and frantically scrambles up again as you press the assault. The 3 llamas fan out and attack you in a nasty onslaught. You parry one of them, but the other 2 wham you hard. You start to feel faint. Even though you're a superhero, you're not invincible. You try to stay awake, but you feel yourself toppling to the ground as everything goes black. Sometime later, you open your eyes. You feel terrible, but being a superhero, you shake your head and ignore it. You climb to your hooves and look around. Sir Ponyheart is lying unconscious on the ground, and the llamas are nowhere in sight. But the case is gone, and there are fresh hoofprints on the northwestward path. All right, let's go northwest.
Guess we can't search Ponyheart's body, huh? Nah, we already got that. We already tried that. All right. After them.
Oh, yeah. Only Mumble Bumble has the authority to do pat downs. All right. Oh, good call. Got a verb you're thinking to revive Sir Ponyheart? Wake? Hey, that's a word.
There you go. See, this
Wait.
is why we have the chat. Thank you.
Yes. Ponyheart is knocked out cold. He has to recover on his own.
Good instincts.
Also, like, kudos to the author here. Like, for thinking, okay, what would somebody try to do? Like, that's not the first time that this has been, like, a rather impressive, like, parsing experience. All right, let's go northwest.
I talk about this all the time. I work for a software company, and both like when you're developing a piece of software, UI and UX designers could take a lot of cues from interactive fiction on how to anticipate your users' needs and plan for them, and also delight them a little bit along the way, like accepting the word clunk.
Yeah. No, I'm literally teach a class on that, and the amount of times where I'm like, yeah, y'all don't play text adventures, okay?
Oh man, you should try to finagle it into a interactivity class next semester.
Maybe I'll do it if I can find one that's like enjoyable and a couple pages long for a Twine game. That'd be interesting to do for like, okay, and this is hypertext, like explicitly.
Great Twitter account called Aesthetics of Interactive Fiction that just tweets interesting IF UIs. That could be something fun to look at. Just saying.
Yeah. It's if it's the one I think of, it's actually the one that I got the idea for doing all the first-person shooter games from. Because they posted the Quake one. It's just like, that's dumb. Wait, isn't there? There's got to be a Doom one. Oh, there is. But we went northwest, and you cautiously proceed down the northwest path. It's dark and narrow, but much shorter than the other one, and after just a few minutes, you come out onto another beach. A dock sticks out into the water, but only a rickety-looking old rowboat is moored there. A big pirate ship is anchored offshore, just a few hundred yards from the beach. On its side is painted in big white letters, "The Getaway Ship." You also notice a sleek-looking, sparkly, shiny, red speedboat with 2 llamas on it, speeding up to the side of the getaway ship. Flame decorations along its side coil around swoopy cursive font that reads "Swift Justice." That explains how Ponyheart got here. The llamas pull up alongside the getaway ship, and a rope ladder is thrown over the edge to them. As they climb up on it, one of them casually tosses something over its shoulder. You realize that it's a stick of dynamite. There's an explosion, and Sir Ponyheart's boat shatters and sinks. The llamas chuckle as they climb onto the deck and raise the anchor. You narrow your eyes and take off, speeding through the air after them and leaving a rainbow trail behind you.
Okay, this game rules.
Part 3, the getaway ship. There's no sound?
The main theme.
No sound. Bummer. Oh, there it is. You swoop down toward the getaway ship, observing a number of llama deckhands pointing and gesturing at you. One draws a cutlass, another loads a gun and takes aim at you. You alight on the deck, adopting a defensive stance. You're standing on the wooden plank deck of the getaway ship. The main mast rises majestically above you, and blue tropical waters surround you on both sides. You can ascend a rope ladder to the main mast rigging or descend through dark and dingy hatch. Raised decks tower on both sides. You can go forward to the forecastle or aft to the poop deck. You scan the situation. The deckhand with cutlass is a few feet from you on the deck, and another with an eye patch and a switchblade is standing on the poop deck. The helmsman is on the forecastle, and the llama with the gun is quickly moving away from you on the deck. Far up in the crow's nest, a watchman llama with a spyglass is gazing down on you. A group of powder kegs is ringed around the mast here. The ship's wood planks creak as the wind buffets the outstretched sails. Thank God that I just played Plundered Hearts and actually know the layout of a ship extremely well. Okay.
Good to see that we get a nice long rest in.
Yeah.
We're unhurt now is what I'm saying.
I'm sorry?
We're unhurt now is what I'm saying.
Oh, yes. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, that's smart. Oh, but then if somebody tries to shoot us...
Yeah. Let's really quickly save.
Yeah, it's just in case. Oh, man.
Yeah, or if they do, then, I mean, we are a superhero. Maybe we'll just get knocked back. Hide behind kegs. Hide in kegs? Fine, hide. There's nothing to hide from. What do you mean? There's plenty to hide from. I have a feeling... This might be because I just played Plundered Hearts. I have a feeling that we need to explode those powder kegs.
I mean, yeah, that's Chekhov's powder keg right there. I was thinking more dress up like a pirate.
All right. Do you want to descend through the dingy hatch?
Well, we've been spotted by this watchman at the crow's nest, so do we need to scramble up the ladder real quick and take care of him?
Yeah. We've been spotted by everybody, but let's go up. I like that.
Yeah, that's right. You're always supposed to go up, right? Like in horror movies, everybody's always yelling, "Okay, yeah, go up the stairs," to the lady.
That seems like a bad call.
That's very much the joke that I'm making.
It's been a week. It's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday.
Happy fucking Tuesday.
You pull yourself up the rope ladder and into the rigging, shimmying dexterously along hanging ropes. Among the many ropes and ladders, one loose rope poised over the deck catches your eye. The sword llama scurries up the mainmast rigging with quick, secure steps. The gun-wielding llama aims and fires at you from the deck. You dodge out of the way and the bullet whips past your ear. The round lodges itself in the mast. All right. One loose rope poised over the deck catches your eye.
Swing on the rope! Swing on the rope!
Swing on rope. This music is extremely loud on my ears, but I'm loving it. Music, I guess sound effects. You grab the rope with both front hooves and kick off the crossbar, swooping gloriously down to the deck. You leap free and kick the gun-wielding deckhand in the face, sending him flying off the ship's deck and into the ocean. The rope itself gets tangled in another clump of rigging. The ship sways and water sprays over the deck. I mean, I'm good with just running.
Don't we have some crown jewels to rescue?
Yeah, it's got to be inside the ship, right?
Oh, yeah, running into the ship. Yeah, that works for me. But then if we get chased... Who else do we have left again?
We have the one with the sword and the one with the switchblade. And then the helmsman...
we have a coconut.
Yeah. I think we've Yep, we have a coconut. The llamas are coming at you fast. You'll need to act quickly. Down.
Well, yeah.
You break into action. You lower yourself carefully through the hatch and descend the remaining steps on the rickety ladder. The hold is dim and crowded. A midship llama, who was sitting on a crate of gummy bears, hurriedly drops some popcorn and jumps to his feet, both hooves on raise. He charges at you, but you judo throw him against the wall. Clonk.
Shipman, but it's like a llama. Love this game.
Llama. Oh no. The midship llama blocks the attack with a sharpened hoof. You advance a step or two on the midship llama, but he doesn't give ground. Instead, he throws himself upon you and buffets you with several blows. Let's try clonking him one more time.
Oh my god, it definitely is Buffett, isn't it? Fuck me. I've been saying that wrong my entire life.
Curse of reading a lot. So we dart a quick jab at the midship llama, who stumbles backward as you catch him with a right hook that sends him to the ground hard. Squinting, the llama with the sword clambers down the ladder into the cramped hold. He raises his sword as high as he can manage. The eye-patch llama slides down the ladder and begins nimbly navigating the cramped hold. Was it Buffett?
Yeah, like if you're really wailing on a dude, just really punching him all around the head and shoulders. I thought it was buffets you. Why? Why would it be that? No, obviously it's Buffett.
Why would it be that? Because it's literally the same word.
I'm giving you a buffet. A pain.
I mean, smorgasbord of pain sounds very Hellraiser-y, honestly. So there's popcorn. Can we get the popcorn and just give them popcorn?
Make as much sense as anything else here.
Get popcorn. It's spilled all over the hold. Also, it's too dirty to eat.
Well, fuck.
Open crates?
Does this guy just love snacks?
Most of them are sealed shut.
Okay. Down the ladder. Oh, fuck. Okay. I feel like this is about to not end well for us, so I think just throw some punches and we'll probably get a game over. We'll try again.
No. Swinging on rope was something that was utterly inspired.
That was great. I'm saying that we were trapped in a pretty closed space with people with weapons, and we got a coconut. Still not understanding how this is working, by the way.
Can we search the crates? Crates and barrels stacked up on each other fill the cramped hold. The cutlass deckhand raises his sword to strike, but you leap aside easily. His sword drives down into the wood of the deck, but he yanks it free, growling. The llama with the eye patch looms towards you. Instinctively, you jerk your head back, and he flicks his switchblade open inches from your face. Alright, clunk, cutlass.
Hey, there you go.
Before the startled llama can react, you catch him with a right hook that sends him sprawling, sword flying high in the air. You glance back and forth. As his cutlass hurtles back towards the deck, you pluck it from the air and wave it with a flourish. Flipping open his switchblade, the deckhand with the eye patch leaps forward, but you knock aside his lunging arm with an expert judo block. Slash... eye patch?
Yeah, definitely go for eye patch. I was not expecting this to get violent.
You leap towards the eye patch deckhand and swipe at him with the cutlass with plenty of vigor and energy. You've never trained with swords. The llama easily ducks under your swing and punches you in the ribs. You rear up, cutlass spinning away into the blue sea. Well, old Clonky. The evil-looking eye-patch deckhand tries to block your punch, but you jab him hard. You circle around the llama with the eye-patch, looking for openings, but he blocks each jab. The deckhand with the eye-patch and the switchblade squints at you shiftily. Sensing his intention, you roll over as his switchblade rips through the air where you were moments before. A wave travels under the ship, upsetting the hold. You keep your balance. Alright, let's clonk him one more time. Seems like a random... just... dice roll kind of deal?
Maybe. I still feel like it's probably an order. It's probably a matter of order and of dice rolls.
You lunge at the llama with the eye patch with lightning speed, kicking the llama hard. He slumps unconscious.
Yeah, light him up!
Alright, we got it. And you were worried.
And we're on a ship full of pirates.
Swaying lanterns illuminate the dingy hold. Crates and barrels litter the room.
We checked
A
the
box
crates.
of popcorn
Oh, my apologies.
is spilled on the ground. No. All right, so what are you thinking?
We checked the crates. Did we check the barrels?
Search barrels. Same thing. Oh, hey, the Watchman llama.
One's downstairs. Chase him and put him down.
Yeah, clunk. You dart a quick jab at the llama watchman, who stumbles backward. You follow up the attack, lunging at the watchman llama, but the llama twists out of the way. You punch the watchman llama, staggering him. He throws a weak blow, but you easily dodge it.
Can we question these jabronis? Or talk to them?
We could go with help. Oh. Cool. Help is a hint system. You can move around the ship by go forward, go to rigging, etc., or you can attack the deckhands. So I take that to mean we do not have a choice in questioning them.
Well.
Clonk
worth a
away.
shot.
We're just like taking these dudes out and just leaving them down here.
I mean, superheroes are a fascist power fantasy.
The Watchman llama tries to block your punch, but you jab him hard and follow it up by catching him with a right hook that sends him crashing down like a block of stone. The llama helmsman clambers downward into the cargo hold.
I didn't want to say it out loud, but it was funny.
I mean, yeah, let's just all in a pile. You feint but redirect your punch to his furry head at the last moment. He collapses limply.
Oh, nice. All right.
You advance forward. No other llamas challenge you. You enter the captain's cabin, where one particularly large, mean-looking, smelly llama is there to fight you. Who dares to challenge the big bad llama? He asks, pulling out a sword, and you can. Super Pony smash him, or declare Anastasia the power pony, or say none of your business petulantly, or snarl, you'll soon feel my wrath, you villainous llama, in an intimidating tone, or exclaim, I'm Anastasia, the greatest heroine of the land, or stand there and say nothing, or whap him as he stands there. Select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7.
Kind of feels like 1 and 7 are kind of the same.
I'm sorry, no. A super pony smash and whapping him are two entirely different things.
Violence is an international language. Okay. What's the funniest option here? I vote 6.
I'm going with Batman.
All right. Is that 2?
I think.
Or 4?
Oh, we have a chat from. Yes, Ollie. Your vote matters the most.
All right, let's do it.
You announce Anastasia the Power Pony and leap forward for the attack. He easily blocks your punch and says, your supposed magical powers must be phony.
Boom.
Do we super pony smash him, punch him, or do a super pony dodge? I think we should dodge.
Yeah, he just blocked, so he's probably about to punch. I never played this game, I just know this from fighting games.
Yes. All of our Tekken knowledge.
I mean, I played a lot of Soul Calibur back in the day, man.
Fair. You whirl lightning fast with a well-timed super pony dodge, and he falls off balance. You have the advantage, and you use it to super pony smash, try to distract him with a tapestry, or punch him to end it once and for all. I'm sorry, super pony smash that lugubrious livid llama. Credit where credit's due.
That's some quality writing right there.
Yeah, I think...
Yeah,
Yep.
one. Yep.
I hope these sound effects are coming through. Feel my wrath, you shaggy, sword-wielding stinker. You yell as you super pony smash him. An eruption of sparkles explodes forth when you strike him, and he flies through the window in a shower of broken glass. You rush to the window just in time to see him rocketing upward in a trail of fire. He has a jetpack. Until next time. He says as he corkscrews high up into the air. At the same moment, you notice the case containing the crown jewels lying on a nightstand nearby, and in the distance, Sir Ponyheart making his way towards the ship in an old rowboat, working the oars as fast as he can. You'll have to decide either to grab the jewels and run, or follow the llama and leave the jewels to Ponyheart.
Oh, how will we follow him? We don't have a jetpack. And
We
yes,
can fly.
absolutely
Safe.
safe. Good call. Wait, can we fly?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We're a magical pony. We're Anastasia the power pony. Of course we can fly.
My apologies. That is extremely unfair of me to assume. That's how we get to the shit. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. My own small furry menace has been a considerable distraction. Yeah, let's follow him.
All right.
Ponyheart seems competent.
You fly up into the air, and the big bad llama casts a worried glance backward as you gain on him. Suddenly, he whips around and is headed straight forward for you, sword out. What do you do? Do we punch him at an extremely high velocity or accelerate into a head-on collision?
I mean, 2 is just stupid, which is why it's my vote.
Yeah, it's same. I'm such like... But I mean, whatever. You've played Dungeons and Dragons with me. Dumb answers are the right answers.
Chaos Elemental.
You accelerate faster, bracing yourself for impact. Before you know it, you've rammed into each other. Both of you are tumbling down now, and you have a big bruise on your head. Do we reach out to punch him as we fall, or try to regain your altitude?
That's a good question.
So we ran into him full speed. I'm like thinking about this like it's honestly closer to like a He-Man battle than like an anime battle. So my thought is still regain altitude.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to agree.
You regain control and fly higher into the air, awaiting his next assault. Sure enough, it soon comes. You can hit him with your hoof or accelerate into a head-on collision.
Bonk.
You ram into him with your hoof, and he flies backward and down, out of control. You drop lower to continue the fight. Reach out and punch him. Select one. You hit him hard, just as you're about to run into each other. He's knocked out cold and plummets, landing with a huge splash in the ocean. Well, you have won, but you don't get the credit for it. Miraculously, Ponyheart did manage to get the crown jewels without being knocked out by anyone else, and there's a award ceremony for his excellent service to our great nation. But of course, you don't want to hear about that, do you? Yes, I do. Oh, you do? Well, of course. The royal family is there, and you're hiding in the crowd, pretending to be Bess. Everyone is splendidly dressed, and there's much ceremony. An organist pony is playing very stately and majestic music, and Sir Ponyheart is posing and looking self-satisfied as he receives a solid gold medal for exceptional service in dangerous circumstances, which has his face carved on it. Even though you're not entirely happy, at least you have the satisfaction of knowing that you were the one who really saved Maze-a-Lot once again. The end. You lost the Kung Fu fight in the clearing, earning you the rank of Kung Fu Amateur. But you won the battle on the getaway ship and executed a few of the action stunts, earning you the rank of Buckle Swasher. Would you like to restart, restore a saved game, quit, or undo the last command?
I mind trying to take another run through this. A fairly attenuated one, of course, and trying a few different options, because, it seems like there's probably an ending where we can get our just desserts.
Yeah. I mean, if we could restore and just take the thing and run. Like, there's
Sure.
no reason that we have to, fight this dude. At all. That's why I was thinking, very He-Man. Why are you two fighting? What? I'm curious. Alright. Grab the jewels and run. You grab the case of jewels and fly out the window, leaving the llama for another day. You can't help but wonder what evil deed he'll do next, though. Well, you have won, but you couldn't figure out a way to get any credit without revealing your identity. You dropped off the crown jewels on the doorstep of the palace with a name tag saying, "From Anonymous Hero." And you forgot to say heroine. So, of course, Ponyheart claimed the credit with great humility and courtesy, and there's a award ceremony for his excellent service to our great nation. But of course, you don't want to hear about that, do you? It's the same thing.
Okay. I mean, really, what did this evil llama really do besides redistribute some wealth that the Empire unjustly took from its owners? All empires are built on blood, my friend.
That was exceedingly cute and short.
I really like that. That's the kind of short but wide depth of play that I really love in IFComp.
And the writing was fun and dumb, which I very much support. The parser was obscenely good.
Man, absolute huge points for polish on this one.
I wish the fights were more. I don't know if that's just we could go back. Yeah. We got the jewels. Okay. I'm just slow on chat. I
don't know. I wouldn't mind giving it one more run, but also, there are so many other games in the comp. Bye, Ollie. It was lovely to meet you.
Yeah. Great to see you. We're every week on Tuesdays. Fridays is FNV Fridays. Mondays, when I feel like it, is other stuff. But yeah, great to have you around. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, that ruled.
Yeah.
Cool. So, rad. Let's figure out what game we're gonna play next, and then
Union break.
Yeah, and then Union break. That sounds like a plan. All right. I did want to play a Parser game.
Really? What else we got on the Parser ballot?
Let's find out. Ooh. That's fun. Tower of Plarg.
I would recommend against that one.
Okay.
I get the sense it was built as more of an exercise rather than like a narrative gameplay.
Gotcha. Ooh, nope. Interesting.
Oh, I also played this one actually, and thought that it did some really interesting things with the chat. It's oh geez, what's the chat bot? Help me here.
Oh, like, yeah, it's a chat bot.
Yes, that you play through, and it's not intense.
Oh, cool. Well, let's do that. That sounds cool.
Yeah, I think it would be fun to talk about. But yes, in the meantime, I am going to go cram a salad in my face and hug my dog.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll be back in 10. All right. Let's keep going.
Hell yeah.
So, what do we got? We got Thanatophobia. Thanatophobia. Which, what would that be? The fear of dreams?
I believe so.
All right, let's play online. A chatbot game by Robert Goodwin. Launch the game.
Oh shoot, I should have mentioned, do you have VPN?
No.
Do you have the Opera browser?
No.
Well, far be it from me to recommend the gamer browser, but the built-in VPN is super useful.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, that's fine. I'm pretty sure I have IPv6.
Let's see. Alas.
Huh. Really? No way. Well. Let's see.
I mean,
pretty sure I have IPv6.
few different ways as well, and I was kind of surprised that I couldn't connect.
Bummer.
It really is just as simple as downloading and installing Opera if you have a sec, or if not, you know, we'll pull something else from the roulette.
No, I'm curious now. Manage cookies, no cookies. Download Opera. That's definitely, though, I mean, it's interesting. Yeah, Microsoft Edge.
Thing that crops up a lot in IF. Not, I don't think that it's a drawback to the genre necessarily, but the wildly varied mediums, right? Being that, like, so to play one of these guys for this year, that I ended up really loving, I had to download Adrift, which I knew already does not work on OS X. So I had to like boot up my parallels and get a Windows specific version of, and like you have to do a little bit of wrestling to find the right hardware stack, the right software stack. But I think it's worth it. At the very least, it is interesting to talk about.
All right. We got this.
Yeah.
It's This is interesting. I don't need... I've never used Opera before.
Oh, top left, you'll see a little VPN on the URL bar.
Oh no, we got the VPN.
Okay. I find it really useful just because I don't want to pay for a full like, I have no real use for a VPN. I don't pirate that much. But when you just want to, like, pop open a browser and, I don't know, maybe watch 10-year-old Eurovision videos that are geolocked to not your region, it's useful to have just kind of on hand.
Huh. Interesting.
So, content warning for anybody watching this, and also my lovely co-host. I wouldn't call this horror necessarily. It's a little spooky, it's a little scary. There are mentions of death and some sad stuff, and one moment that is not a jump scare, but did give me a bit of a start. But all in all, 3 out of 10.
Cool. How smart is Madeline?
Smart is Madeline.
Madeline has faculties beyond what are needed to complete the objective. She can perform basic arithmetic and has extensive dictionary and knowledge about the world. She can answer basic questions about the world. For example, is a snake a mammal? Can you eat a boulder? Is Brad Pitt an actor? Albeit imperfectly. As with any AI, if you want to prove that Madeline is less intelligent than a human, it's not hard to do so. But, okay, interesting.
So what's her name?
Well, sure. Unless we want a real name.
Matter.
Yeah, I don't think it does either. So, this is the part where you can begin to help me solve my problem, right? Go ahead. I'm scared right now, but go ahead. Ask your questions or whatever you always do. I hope you can help me. You might be the only one who can. All right.
So we get the art and the chatbot?
Yeah. Let me make sure. Yeah, I want it big enough that we can actually read it. It's the big thing. All right. Let's start with what is your name?
I mean, it's right there, dude.
I'm Maddie. You know me. This isn't the first time we met. Okay. What's your problem?
What's your fucking problem, dollface?
You taught me the word yourself before we even began. Thanatophobia, right?
Name of the show.
Define that for me. You really do this for a living? Huh? It's an unusual job. I mean, not Secret Service unusual, but a lot more interesting than what I do. What do you do? You didn't really forget, did you? Potty Pots is where I work and where we first met. That was quite the fated meeting. Haha. Am I doing this right?
I'm going to try to stay quiet because, like, it's a fairly simple gameplay loop. You're out to discover, I think, 2 things, and then based on those 2 things, you take an action. I managed to get to them pretty quickly, but I don't recall the exact route that I got. But I'm going to try to not lead you too much because, you know, half the fun is fucking with the chatbot.
Yeah. I mean, it's a chatbot. What happened at that meeting? It's the restaurant where I work, where you and I met for the first time. We don't have a very exciting menu, just sandwiches and juices mostly. Oh God. I'm getting my horrible habit of adding haha to every chat. Okay. Tell me about your dreams. I'm a girl of few dreams and fewer hopes. I just wish for my problem to be gone.
Also, I checked it and we were very, very wrong. Thanatophobia is fear of death.
Oh, Thanatos is death. Well, that's okay. Well, why are you afraid of death? Am I afraid of death? You could say that.
Maybe why are you afraid? Oh, sorry.
I asked, why are you afraid?
Fuck me. I'm so sorry. I'm going to resize my browser.
What's your family like? Oh, I like having movie marathon sleepovers. I used to do that all the time with Kim. Oh. Kim? Who's Kim? Kim was my best friend for a while. I think of her sometimes, even though I sort of try not to. Why not? Yeah, because of what happened. What happened? What? Well, the incident. What was the incident? It's uncomfortable to talk about what happened to my best friend, but if you have more you want to ask about it, you can try. Okay, I guess. It's definitely an interesting image.
Definitely AI generated.
Fair. Well, no, the art... Oh, art by Midjourney. What's Midjourney?
It's a neural net.
Fair enough.
Wait, and I think this is actually a really good use case for AI-generated art. Like, production art for small indie games that probably, can't get a whole commission. This does the job.
Oh, also it's a chatbot too. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, that's totally right. It fits. Okay.
Okay. It's uncomfortable to talk about what happened to my best friend, but if you have more you want to ask about, you can try. Okay. What was Kim like? She was my best friend. She was my only friend. Kim and I used to play games on our smartphones, play act dramas, and have sleepover movie marathons. Besides my mom, she was the only one I could talk to about anything. What would you and Kim talk about? I didn't understand that, but you can ask me something else about Kim.
What kind of movies did you guys watch?
Well, for a sleepover, the best movies to watch are comedies, but I can watch anything, just not horror. Why not horror? Because I don't like to be scared. What is scary to you? Probably nothing.
It does push up against the limitations of the chatbot format.
What?
She mentioned her mom. Oh, sorry.
What scares you? I'm afraid. This is not a pleasant whatever we call it. What should I do? You should face your fears. Help me. I'm scared. Even though I may laugh, it doesn't mean I'm not scared.
Okay.
Tell me of France. About France? I'm not sure what you want to know. I was just curious.
I've never heard of this France.
Tell me about your mother. My mother, I think she still misses my father. For 2 decades, she has been taking care of me, and we're quite close. She didn't think much of Trent, but I guess I get why. Who is Trent? He was a little bit of a bad boy, I guess. But he was nice to me most of the time. We didn't date very long. I don't know why you want to know about him. Because you mentioned him. I mean, okay. So we've asked about her mother. We've asked about Kim. We've asked about the movies. I feel like I've asked this question before. So it just like, if you mention fear, it just goes that direction. I don't want to be afraid anymore.
We haven't dug much into why she's talking to us.
I don't know why.
Or why are you talking to me, rather? Because we're playing...
Oh, right.
one point, a singular guy.
Talk to you, right.
Okay. Who am I?
You're Ferkung. I've known you for, well, it's been longer than a month, hasn't it? Okay. Do you have any pets? I don't have any pets. My mom doesn't really like them. Have you ever broken a bone? You're saying something about the shape, I guess? No, I'm trying to get something going here.
Go poke more around the hallway. So, where is the hallway? What does it look like? What's the figure?
Okay. Why are we in a hallway? I don't know. I don't know why I'm in this hallway. But it was the first thing I could see. See where? The restaurant where we first met. I never seen you before that day. You came in, ordered your juice, and quietly drank it. When you were about to leave, you handed me your card. Somehow you could tell that something was wrong with me. Who is the figure? The hooded figure? I don't know who he is. I can't see any of his face except the mouth. What is his mouth like? I don't know why, but the shadow guy's lips are blue. It's just so creepy. Tell the shadow to leave. I think I can say no more about the hooded figure for now. Maybe a different topic is needed now.
So that's one of the pieces of information that you're supposed to uncover?
Oh, that his lips are blue?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah. Where does the hallway lead? I don't know where this hallway is supposed to be, but I'm in it. Me and him. Walk down the hallway. The only thing about this hallway is who's in it. That creepy figure. Okay. Attack the figure? No way. I can just tell. I can tell that he can't be touched. Ask the figure a question. I don't want to, and I'm afraid to. Nothing I try to say to him is going to do anything. Okay. Turn off the lights. There's no light switch here. None that I can see.
To make the situation better. Cool, now I'm in a dark hallway with a spooky figure.
Maybe it can only show in the light.
So can literally everything.
Open a doorway? Kim was a total goth girl. Think of every stereotype about goth girls, and it probably applied. Even I got a kick out of seeing what her outfit was going to be each day. Not that we were able to meet each day. When were you and Kim able to meet? You just offered me some random information about Kim.
Yeah, I have no idea where that came from. And so this is kind of why I wanted to... So I don't know anything about chatbots on the technical side. This does not seem like a particularly smart one. Like, I think it just kind of seems to be keyworded to different... How do you say this? Keywords, right? Like, that are in the plot of the narrative, right? It's smart enough to understand, like, follow-up thoughts. Who was Kim? What did you do with her?
Mm-hmm.
But that's also literally true of Inform. Inform can do that.
Interesting. No, I didn't know Inform could do that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So, I do know a little bit about this kind of stuff because one of the things that I studied in school was doing a lot of like algorithmic music. And so like obviously you have other variables, but it's the same general idea. And like the most basic one is just like Markov chains. So you do some sort of like lookup and then you have it's like a weighted die. You know, 30% of the time you do this, 25% of the time you do that, and then whatever the rest, you know, you do a third thing.
Okay.
So like you have a bank of answers around an initial query. And that's how like most of these work. Like that's how Smarter Child worked. And obviously things have gotten a lot crazier since the 90s, but still. Anyway. Interesting. I would love some kind of hint as to how to move forward.
Keep digging on Kim.
Okay.
This is not a particularly long or complex game.
Yeah, for sure. What was Kim like? Kim cared about me. I felt that from her. That's what made it so awful to lose her.
How'd that happen? Huh?
Yeah, okay. Because she wouldn't go into it before. I'm hesitant to relive that, but please go on. Alright, I'll tell you. It was on a November afternoon. I'd skipped class that day, like I often do, so I wasn't aware that Kim had skipped too. She usually didn't. On the way home, I stopped by her place. That's when... what? That's when I found her. Yes, I was the one who discovered the body first. Ever since then, I've been trying to forget what I saw. Okay. How did she die? Kim didn't look like Kim when I found her. I mean, it was her. It was definitely her. But there was this blueness on her lips that was not a color she had ever used on her lips before. Is it the same blue as the figure? Yeah, I learned later that a heroin overdose can do that. It can make the lips blue. Okay. Where did she get the heroin? Kim did a lot of drugs, but it was heroin that did her in.
Pull up for me.
Sure.
On the page, not in the chat box.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, this is the moment that I was like, not a terrible jump scare. I'm a terrible 3D cat, and I was kind of okay, but... So I think those are the two pieces of information that you needed to find, I think. That you, like, the fact that Kim's lips were blue is the piece of information. I think that image appearing is signifying the game is saying, yeah, you got this. Now you can tell Madeline what to do with this figure. I think.
Okay. Oh, well, we have 2 check marks.
Well, that does seem to be an indicator.
It's interesting. Yeah, it is definitely challenging. I want to pull this all the way out to... How does this look? So that's how this looks normally.
You could go like maybe 2 ticks in with the zoom.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it back, but I mean, I also need to read this, like, buddy, font sizes.
I'm kind of wondering as why this needs to be a chatbot rather than a limited parser. I'm reminded of a game whose name escapes me, and I will look up in a moment, where the conceit is you are texting with a friend who has just broken into her ex-boyfriend's dorm room, and this is crazy, you need to get out of there, but you're telling her what to do, and it's all formatted in the iMessage text bubbles. It's very effective, right? And while I think this is a really interesting technical experiment, I'm wondering what it does as a chatbot that couldn't be done in a parser.
Yeah, I mean, and Yeah. That is interesting. There's a lot here that I'm curious about. Okay. Well, all right. Did you call the police? Are we talking about movies? No. What kind of movies do you like yourself? I love Hudson Hawk. Hudson Hawk? David Caruso stars in that movie, I believe. Absolutely not. Bad chatbot. Bad. No, Bruce Willis does. Doesn't he star in the Die Hard series, if I remember correctly? Yes. And The Fifth Element.
Your favorite movie?
Yeah, I thought so. When you think about Bruce Willis, how many children do you see? I don't have any kids. I don't want any yet. Okay. Anyway, Bruce Willis aside. What about what was her name? Kim. Kim's eyes. More about Kim? I really miss her. She wanted the best for me. What class were you taking? Probably nothing. How did you know it was drugs? Well, that's a serious social issue. Did Kim have other friends? I don't have friends. Well, it's not funny, but it's true. Okay. Did Kim have family? But I never met Kim's family. So wait, okay.
We haven't uncovered this yet, and we're far enough in that I'll just go ahead and spoil it. There is a whole diegetic story as to why you are talking to this person like this. I forget how I uncovered it, but it's something to do with our profession.
Okay. I tried to get Kim to quit. She just wouldn't. I told her it's okay, that I understand how hard it is to put the needles away. What?
How about what do I do?
Yeah. Ask me questions, right? Or however you do it. I thought this was your job. What's my job? You're a psychodynamic hypnotherapist. What do you think that means? Neither am I, chatbot. Madeline.
The last word I think is the operative one here. We have this lady in a trance, and we're guiding her through her psyche.
I see. Aren't you going to help me solve my problem first? No. What? You can solve your own problems. I wish my opinion mattered more than it actually does. It does matter. Well, I can't exactly say how much it matters. It matters a lot.
And see, this is where the chatbot format is kind of driving me crazy, right? Like, another.
Yeah. Okay. I guess we want... Do you want to forget Kim? You were about to say something. I'm flabbergasted at this point.
So at this point, and I think I had to look at the walkthrough to get to this point, to understand this is what I needed to do. So no points to the game there. Now is the point where we're going to try to encourage her to do something. So she's standing in her psyche. Her psyche is a spooky hallway. There's a figure at the end of the room that has blue lips, just like her dead best friend. Now we need to push her to do something with this figure.
Okay, can you see the figure? I can still see Shadow Guy. Still standing there, still looking at me. Can you walk towards him? Towards the figure? I can't do that. I'm afraid. I can't go towards him when I don't know anything about him. Ask him about himself. Ask what? I thought you were the one doing the asking. Tell him you're not afraid. I'd rather not. Somehow I know I won't get a reply. Kiss the Shadow Guy. No thanks. I don't want to contract shadowiness in the middle of this session. Fair, I guess.
Maybe plumb, like, why does the guy have blue lips? Or is the figure Kim?
I thought I asked that.
I
don't see how that possibly could be. There's no way this creepy figure is my friend Kim. But he has blue lips. His lips are blue, but this means something, doesn't it? Yes. Yeah, I don't know what to think about this. So, like... I mean, it's a chat bot.
Yeah.
Oh, you cut out a bit there.
Sorry. I am... So if you're gonna do this kind of very simply implemented, like, no movement, no real interaction, pure dialogue, you have to kind of go out of your way to insert a lot of detail, to build out a lot of backstory, to flesh out the things and the ways that the chatbot talks to you. This feels, again, kind of more like a proof of concept, and I can see how, especially the conceit. The conceit's actually pretty good, especially if you put a skin on it like, you've seen The Cell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, somebody who is hooked up into a bodysuit, trapped in their own mind, is communicating to you through a terminal. That's compelling, right? This does feel a little flat. Alright, sure, fucking fine. Ask if the figure is her.
Me? That I don't know what to say about that.
Well, think.
Why not? Because I don't feel like it.
Yeah, it might be time to check the help doc.
Oh, help. You must discover two details and perform one action. More precisely, have Madeline perform one action. Two details are related but must be discovered separately. The one action becomes available after you have discovered the two details. A green check mark is displayed directly above here for each detail and action accomplished to indicate your process. I need a hint. Help finding the action. Once you have found the two details, Madeline will eventually ask how they are connected. Your answers will reveal who the figure is. Finally, tell Madeline what she must do to escape from the hallway, thus ending the visualization.
Okay.
So...
Why his lips are blue?
I don't know why, but the shadow guy's lips are blue. This is so creepy. Is it connected to Kim? What about Kim? Their lips are both blue. Maybe you want to talk about bugs.
What?
Yes.
I mean, yes, always.
Death always comes for us. When will it come for me? Much later. Not sooner, huh? Okay. Talk to me about bugs. Describe bug? I'm not sure what to say. Okay. So we were going, okay.
Why are the figure's lips like Kim's, maybe?
Why are the figure's lips like Kim's? Yeah, Ferkung, this hooded figure I'm seeing has lips the same tint of blue as Kim did when she had her overdose. Does this mean something? Does it mean that the hooded figure is Kim? So, okay, if we're talking about, like, actual, like, the way that people envision things in their head, the answer to that is no. The answer to that would be that it's, like, a representation of your fear. But I don't know if this game's that smart. Like, the game itself. But I'm going to say that. I don't want anything to do with that hood. Take the hood off. I'm too afraid to go near enough to touch it.
Nut up, sweetheart. Shit.
Do you have a weapon? Do I what? I think I didn't understand that. Your body is a wonderland. Doesn't help that they say overdosing on heroin is a relatively peaceful way to go. Believe me, you never want to see what your best friend looks like freshly dead. I made myself forget that day, or have been trying to. Remember the day. Remember the day? Claudette Colbert stars in that movie, I believe.
Oh boy. Yes, this is rough. This is rough, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot I found interesting, for sure. There's a lot that but no, I also refuse to let this beat me.
We found the two clues. It's just getting to the action, or getting her to, quote, ask us about what's related. So I think keeping the hammer, because I don't remember the phrasing that I used either. Hammering on the, well, that body's lips were blue, and so was this one. Also, hi, Millie.
Hi, Millie. Well, it remembered that I have good taste in movies.
Did the figure do heroin? You do heroin?
What is the figure doing? Just standing there creeping me out, really. Do you do drugs? Well, Kim did offer to teach me, but doing drugs was never my thing. I'm not that bad a girl. Kim and I were cool with each other all the same, though.
The figure dead?
Is the figure dead? I don't know. I don't know anything about this hooded figure. All I know is what I see. Is the figure moving? I think the Shadow Man will keep standing perfectly still for as long as I do. Then move. It's a lame name for a restaurant, isn't it? Potty Pots? Makes you think of toilets. Walk away from the figure. Run away? Yes, I must run. Although when I do that, the hooded figure, he follows me at the same distance. Walk towards the figure. I guess if you like being outdoors more than I do. Okay. This is also like not great hints.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ultimately, she has to walk towards the figure or identify the figure. When I move away from the figure, he follows me. He follows me to exactly the same distance that I moved away from him. Dispel the figure. I don't think there's any way to shake him. No matter how far I run, Shadow Guy is always the same distance away. Turn around. I can't run anymore. I'm stopping. go towards the figure.
Okay, this is actually getting kind of like absurdistly funny at this point.
Hudson Hawk, huh? How many hours have you spent watching that?
Identify. We gotta make her identify the figure somehow. So maybe hammer on like, what does it look like? Does it look like Kim? Does it look like me? Who does it look like? We asked why are its lips blue like Kim's a few different ways.
Yeah, I mean... After I got hired on, they started calling the place Hottie Hots. Maybe that was just Kim who called it that. Take off the figure's hood. I'm not going to touch that hood. Put on your own hood. Can we forget about the hood? I'm not going near it. Face your fear. Who wants a sickness like fear? I do. Please help me find a way to cope with this. I don't know. What are you thinking?
I gotta say, man, I'm stumped at this point. Eat the figure.
Who could the figure be? Maybe we can venture a guess now? Is the figure Kim? If it wasn't Kim, then it must be someone else. Who is it? Who could the figure be? Is the figure you? No. It can't be. No. Even if Kim didn't really die. What? Even if she moved away after 2 semesters and I never saw Kim again, for all she had tried to persuade me, coax me, beg me to put away the needle, I just always had to have my fix. Okay. I guess. Are you Kim? With no other friends in my life, I succumbed to worse addiction than before. I don't even remember the day they wheeled me down the emergency room hallway. Only one detail persists, my reflection in a window, being bemused at the blueness in my lips.
Dun dun dun.
Is Kim real? Kim tried to help me. I ought to have listened more. What would she say? It wasn't Kim all along. I guess I knew that. Take off the hood. I'm not going to touch that hood. The figure is you. Ferkung, I don't want to see that hooded figure anymore. Don't want to see that blue lips. I can't bear it. My own fate staring at me. What can I do?
Face your fears.
Stop doing heroin.
That is also that is generally a good piece of life advice.
I need to quit, but first I need to face myself.
Cool. Thanks for telling us, game. Appreciate you.
Your fear. Face the figure. Towards my shadow self? If I did that, well, I don't know what would happen. Should I try it? Yes. Okay, I'll try going towards my shadow self. Here I go. Good job. Ferkung, when I go towards the figure, she backs away from me. No matter how much I try to narrow the gap, she always maintains the same distance. What could this possibly mean? Oh no. Wait, she is your fear. Figure has taken off her hood now. It is me. I'm looking at myself. Hug yourself. Okay. Ferkung, you've done it. You've accomplished the thing you promised me when we met by chance at the restaurant that fateful day. Now, at last, I'm ready for this to end. Are you telling me now to open my eyes? All right, I'm opening them. Are you okay? One's own death is an event that can neither be delayed by running from nor hastened by running to. However, that is only true after we have made the change in our life that we always knew we needed to. Isn't that true, Ferkung? As long as I have done all that I can, there is no cause to live in this nightmare, this perpetual anxiety. I mean, you absolutely can increase the chances of your own death. I've got to face the change that I've sought to avoid for years, to quit using, make the anxiety go away for good. Will you support me as I try? Lady, I just met you a month ago.
I'm not even a licensed psychiatrist.
Ferkung, I feel that everything is going to get better. How about coming by my restaurant again when you've got free time? I'll make you that pineapple juice you ordered last time. The best pineapple juice ever squeezed from a pineapple, like you said. Even though I know you were joking. What do you say?
Oh my god, you don't squeeze pineapples.
Bye.
You blend them and extract the juice. That's not how pineapples work.
This had so much potential.
Yeah.
And on like 3 different levels. And the point of IFComp is that things get rated. And like, I am a critically positive person and very willing to look past a lot of issues. I don't know if this succeeded. And I talk to my students about like, you know, you don't worry if like a design is good. You worry if a design succeeds. Like, and I think that that's really important in like video games especially, or like interactive experiences, I guess. But like, I'm sorry, the fact that the entire ending is just a monologue.
Yeah. And we just played a game that was 100% dialogue based, that was dynamic and witty and felt satisfying.
I mean, and it's definitely experimental, and I get that. But like, this is also, and not that someone should write solely from their own experience. You know, I think.
Yeah.
An obvious example is like, you're not a pony. You know, whatever. Like.
Star, right? Like, it did treat the very serious issue of heroin addiction and ODing fairly lightly. I didn't get the sense that it was a dissociative identity thing. It sounded like the lady, our protagonist, was just kind of lying to her shrink to make herself look better, which is definitely not a thing that any normal people would do. Certainly not people on this chat.
Yeah. I mean, that And like again, if it was like a disassociative thing, that would be more interesting potentially. Like, or something. It seemed very one note.
And these kind of one note technical experiments, I would tell the author, number one, you made a game. Fucking good for you, man.
Yeah,
that's 100% more games than I have ever made. And the fact that it is out there in the world means that it is a completed product. And the next thing, maybe you dig a little deeper in the characterization with the chat parser, or maybe you put a little elbow grease into like kind of thinking out a conceit that allows your protagonist to move around the world in a way that feels satisfying.
Yeah, I think, but also like, all right, when did we? I don't know. I feel like we also hit on the thing. I want to say that I asked if the shadow was her, like very early on.
Yeah, I definitely. So, in addition to the information uncovering that you're doing through the language processor, there's definitely a timed element or turn-based element on the back end that's counting what you're doing and not giving you pieces of information until you've discovered the requisite pieces before, right?
Yeah.
But that said, that feels a little clunky as well, because like at the very jump, if you hard refresh the page, and first question is, hey, do you do heroin? We would get a brush off, right?
Yeah, and that actually makes sense in the like structure of it. But like, yeah. It's definitely interesting.
It's definitely interesting, and so there was somebody in IFComp, I remember this distinctly, in the 2021 year that made one of my least favorite games. I was like, fuck this, the UI is clunky, I don't know what to do, it's such an actively unpleasant experience, that actually turned around and made one of my favorite games of this year's comp.
Yeah, I definitely think like, and we've talked about this, how like valuable it is to get games out, get ideas out there, maybe like even get bad ideas out there.
Oh yeah, you've got you have a million bad words in you, and you have to write them all before you can start writing the good words.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't. Yeah, it's definitely not like a personal thing or anything like that.
Yeah.
To be like, I didn't like this.
We're so apologetic about these things. Like the fact that we're all enjoying this medium together is a joy.
Yeah.
I definitely want more dialogue based IFs. This is such a rich territory that seems to have gone kind of unmined. Partially, I think, probably due to the relatively crude technical constraints of chatbots. But I could see this with a little more polish really working for me.
Yeah. Okay, so let's look at this, because now I'm curious. Let's look at this a little bit.
Cool. This actually makes sense because I don't think I have time for one more game, but I can poke around with it a little bit.
We've been going for a very solid 4 hours. We played 2.5 games. I would consider that a success. We still have almost an entire month to go through more games.
Hey.
Which I really enjoy this format, as someone who has not been doing my homework and not been playing anything. Okay, blah blah blah. Docker, contributing. That's you. Where did? Dang it! I zoomed in so that I could read how it worked. Here we go. Chat script. So okay, it's the next generation chatbot engine. Won the Lobners 4 times. It's the basis for natural language for a variety of tech startups. It's a rule-based engine where rules are created by human writers and program scripts through a process called dialogue flow scripting. Use scripting meta language as their source code. So, all right. So if you get something, so it is just scripted.
Yeah, I didn't think there was any ML in here. It seemed like fairly straightforward keywording.
Pattern matching, built-in WordNet dictionary for ontology.
Man, props for the audacity to make interactive fiction in this. Like that is fucking reach for the sky, my man.
Yeah. No, I think, and it's also like, sorry, this is also like a world that I work in a lot, you know, on my side of business things. Like, it's a huge, like, industry to be able to figure out how to do this effectively. And this was originally written, so I'm sorry that I'm just like looking things up on stream now, but okay, it was created originally to model virtual characters for interactive fiction games. So this chatbot was initially made for interactive fiction.
Oh, that's incredible.
So I'm so curious.
There's probably a default library that it comes with that you can build on top of.
Yeah. So it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. As much as it's interesting, I don't know if this is successful. I'd be curious. Now I'm curious, like, about it all. But that's all very interesting.
All right. On that note,
maybe as something that is curious, that's all that it needed to be.
Absolutely.
But yeah, awesome. Well, that was Thanatophobia. That was definitely different. So we played 3 very different games today, which I think is really rad, honestly.
Yeah. It pushes you out of your comfort zone, right?
Which is just super, super interesting. But yeah, cool. Well, let's call it there. Sorry, I'm just like poking around. IFComp is still going on. You can absolutely go and vote. You can play. Hey, we have just on this stream successfully gotten enough games to justify being a judge. I will have to write profusely on this.
But rate your entries, folks.
We got our 5 entries. But yeah, votes are being taken until the 15th. So, yeah. So I'm currently in the middle of a game for Friday, which I totally remember the name of. Actually, one of the people I talked to, who's a streamer, was like, "You played that? What were you thinking?"
Versus?
At Dead of Night.
Oh, yeah. I ducked in for that a bit. It was fun.
Yeah. So I'm gonna finish that on Friday. And then we'll see if I feel like streaming on Monday. But yeah. So that was all very, very interesting. Thank you, as always, J-Ram.
Truly my pleasure. Nothing I'd rather spend a Tuesday evening doing.